Hey everybody, we are live. We're streaming again once more. Finally, it's been about a 7 or 8 days since the last one, but we're finally back, and we're here with something completely different. So I guess I will say, last time we had started Welcome to the Game, and I remember mentioning wanting to go through that again sometime, and figure out how to play it. I did absolutely no research on it since then, and also just kind of didn't really feel like playing it right now. So it's nothing like, oh, we're dropping it forever. We'll see how I feel later on. But I kind of wanted to get into something a little different. We've done a shit ton of horror recently, and there is the other aspect of my stream that I like, just like the weird or unusual, or things that not everybody really plays, or stuff that isn't really popular. The things that do nothing to help the growth of a channel. But I like the different sort of games, and we're going to check out Roadwarden. Right down there. There we go. So what little I know about this is that it is very text-based. I assume also text-heavy. I know people, some reviews that I saw of it kind of said, oh, comparative to your Planescape Torments and Disco Elysium, but not with as... like, the writing isn't quite at that level, I guess, which, I mean, those are rare enough text-heavy RPGs anyways, but it's supposed to be that. There's supposed to be a choose-your-own-adventure aspect, which I'm kind of digging right now after we recently played Killer Frequency, which also had a very choose-your-own-adventure aspect during the phone calls. As well as, I guess, like a typical adventure game, and slash visual novel slash interactive fiction, which, I mean, I guess I already kind of said with Choose Your Own Adventure. But yeah, it's supposed to be a big mix of all of those together, into some kind of RPG-ish kind of thing, where I guess we are a Roadwarden in some kind of, I guess, fantasy realm. I also saw that there is kind of like a difficulty in regards to a time limit, which you can turn off. I think we might go with that. Just our first time playing through, as intended. But you can, I guess, turn that off and do all the quests you want. But I guess it, what I read kind of reminded me of like Pathologic or Pathologic 2 Light, where there's a lot of stuff, you can't do it all, and things might not go the way you want it. But I didn't see anything about it being, difficult like that, those Pathologics, which I am kind of happy about. It's just that you won't have time, you might not have time for everything on a first time play, and things might not go the way they want, or you want, we want, but I guess that keeps it open for making it replayable, more or less. I don't know. I was intrigued. This, I guess, came out in 2022, so sometime last year, and I remember seeing some people talk about it and how it was really awesome, and it had really good Steam reviews, and then kind of, I don't know, the few people that it was made for finished playing it back then, and I'm assuming nobody's playing it now, or not many people, but we're gonna do it. And before we start, I know when I made my postings around the internet about the stream, obviously we've started a bit late, and it's probably going to be a bit of a shorter stream, so no 4 or 5 hours today probably. I guess if the game does a really good job at keeping me entranced and I lose track of time, that could accidentally happen. But yeah, probably gonna be a shorter one anyways. I'm also tired. I literally just got off of work, but here we are. I wanted to get a stream instead of basically waiting almost 2 weeks to be able to stream again. So here we are. Strap in. We are going to begin Roadwarden in a second. Let's take a look here. Yep, we got our windowed mode. Good. Describe attitudes. Yes, essential for new players. Hides the text boxes when you point at attitudes. I don't know what that means, but essential for new players sounds perfect for us. Oh yeah, quotes show that must be. Yeah, when you first launch the game, before you get to the title screen, there's like a random little quote. All right. Easier to read. We'll go with that. If there's a lot of reading, I want easier to read. All right. Let's begin a new game. All right. Oh, I guess we're getting right into it here. Everyone knows to stay away from the wilderness. Most people would never risk a lonely journey. Roadwardens not only accept the struggle, they embrace it. They deliver messages, assist merchants, burn human corpses, and, if possible, get rid of the beasts and highwaymen. They live on the road, die young, or retire early. Oh god, I feel like we're gonna die young. It's a dangerous job, but a respectable one, and it pays well. Let's see, we can choose I leave the safety of the city walls, or I still have my doubts about this. Die young, you say? Oh, it just brings us right back here. Okay. All right, so we have to leave. I'm gonna turn that down a bit. Okay. All right. Let's leave the safety of the city walls and actually begin the game. Please select the difficulty mode. This choice can't be altered later on. Okay, so we got casual. For those focused on the story, no time limit, more cash at the start, some quests are more forgiving. A standard for those familiar with RPGs. I've played my fair share in the past. 40-day time limit. Regular rule set. 40-day time limit does not sound like enough time. Of course, how long these days are, I'm not sure. Restrictive for the returning Roadwardens, 30-day time limit, increased nighttime damage. Don't like the sound of that. Well, we'll go with standard for right now. Here we go. All right. The wall is still standing. There are no wolves around, no stench of blood. Good signs. This should be the place you're looking for. You were supposed to meet with a group of soldiers, but you hear no voices, no sounds of labor. The gate is ajar, but the camp isn't safe. It may keep away the goblins and pebblers, but not beast folk nor trolls, and the night is near. Your palfrey breathes heavily. It had a long day. All right, we're gonna save right there. Let's see, we could just look around for another shelter. We need to look around cautiously. We dismount and sneak to the gate. Let's peek inside, get off the horse, and enter the camp briskly. All right, let's take a look around cautiously. Considering the noise, you doubt that anyone noticed the clatter of hooves. The short, dry grasses barely cover the arid soil of this valley. But you're maybe a minute away from the edge of the sparse woods, which get denser as they climb up the hills. At best, this trail has a few more years before getting overgrown for good. Hard to believe it's the only route north. Alright, well, I don't know if that helped us very much. Let's dismount and sneak to the gate. Let's peek inside. Your heavy boots hit the ground, and the pain of the long ride finally catches up with you. You stretch out, bringing your back and legs comfort, and all you want now is a table, a decent chair, a nice mug of beer, and some warm stew. With any luck, your axe won't be needed here. Alright, looks like we took some damage. We still feel well, but we lost 1 vitality point. Take care of yourself. If you're hurt or exhausted, some actions won't be available to you. The weaker you are, the higher the chance you'll die in combat. Okay. And we got 30 minutes before dusk, so not really a lot of time to look for somewhere else. All right, let's approach the gate very slowly. If it's a military camp, it doesn't look the part. Plenty of wasted space. The fire pit is cold. 2 people are sitting at the table, tired and disheartened. They're looking in different directions, paying no attention to one another. One of them is holding a cup. After a moment, you notice the quiet humming. You recognize the melody of a light-hearted drinking song from the city harbor. Alright, yeah. So random camp here. Looks like we got a couple of tents. There's the table and chairs. Then maybe, I don't know if this is like another door out. Maybe it is. Probably got a fire pit right around here. Alright, let's risk it. 30 minutes before dusk. And it did say out in the difficulty selection that we take damage at night for some reason. And we've already taken damage getting off our horse. They don't look like much of a threat. I can enter. It takes them a few breaths to glance in your direction. The first person greets you with a wave of his hand. There are bags under his eyes. His beard is messy. Despite his simple shirt, he's wearing durable, decent boots. A mace with a head covered in iron hangs at his side, but he doesn't reach for it. Alright, I take a look at the second soul. Just like you, she's wearing a gambeson, but hers is a bit loose, as if she took it off a corpse. Her head is shaven, as if she's protecting herself from flesh-eating bugs. Her eyes are weary, yet kind. She smiles. Okay, this seems like a fine camp. Unless they're tricking us into thinking they're kind, and then they're gonna carve us up and eat us. I don't know. I don't know what their food supply is like. Considering the squad was sent here half a year ago, these two surely look the part. though there should be more of them. 8, you believe. Alright, I let them speak first, or I ask them about their lieutenant. I mean, we should probably speak first, right? Since we just kind of barged into their camp. Let's try that. I asked them about their lieutenant. You wonder how to phrase your question. Okay. Whenever you meet new people, you can influence how they perceive you by selecting one of the attitudes. Okay, so we got friendly, be supportive, and cordial. We probably should do that. Playful, use a joke or a witty comment. Oh, that might be fun for later. We probably should be friendly. Distance, hide your emotions. Intimidating, hint at a threat. Maybe not a good idea. A 2 against 1 here, and we've already lost one health. Vulnerable, be sad, tired, afraid, or hopeless. Alright, let's be friendly. Let's be friendly. I was hoping to meet your lieutenant. Could we talk for a bit? The woman lets out a loud sigh, dusts off her gambeson, and steps towards you. She pays little attention to the sword at her side. We most definitely can, you and I. Though holding this rank is still somewhat new to me, are you a messenger? Did you lose your mount? She observes you with curiosity. Or are you looking for help? I'm your new Roadwarden. My horse is waiting outside. Really? The soldier in the shirt leans forward. That explains how you got here in one piece all by yourself. Better bring your beast here, adds the lieutenant. We have no hay, but I bet it dreams of dropping its saddle. A long pause. I'm Tulia, by the way. She stretches out her hand. Okay, so we have, we can either shake her hand and start speaking, or it may be a trap. I gesture for her to stop, pretending to be embarrassed. I should wash myself first, but you can call me... No, I mean, no. I see no reason to be a jerk. Yet, at least. Alright, I shake her hand. I'm... how do you want people to call you? Who should we be? Maybe I'll just go with the our stream name. Oh, can I not use? I can't use numbers. All right, we'll just go with a Vertigo. All right, that is our name. Her grasp is confident. The shake is slight. Just keep your horse away from the tents. She steps away. We don't need to smell its dung. Ah, there's this one issue. The soldier in the shirt also rises to his feet. We've no tent to spare. You'll have to use a blanket or something. Let's see. No problem. I enjoy observing the stars, or I should get used to sleeping on the ground anyway. Yeah, if we're a new Roadwarden, maybe not every day we'll find a camp. So, I should get used to sleeping on the ground anyway. You walk through the gate. Your mount looks around and snorts anxiously. Not many humans could ride a horse. It's not only taller than you, but also bulky, as heavy as it is strong. You can get in the saddle within a single breath, but most people wouldn't know where to even begin. From every side, it's a wall of flesh. Horses were brought to the Dragon Woods from the conquests in the south. They can trot for a long time, but won't outrun some of the local monsters. Your palfrey needs you to survive, but without it, you too would be lost. Okay, so we can move quicker on the horse, but we can't rely on it to outrun some monsters. So we'd probably have to fight. Let's see. It's my only companion here. I want it to feel at ease. I don't care how it feels, but I need to be strong if I want to travel, and I can't afford another one. No, I mean, you know, it's our horse buddy. Why would we not care about it? So we're gonna go with, it's my only companion here. I want it to feel at ease. You know, that makes sense. We don't want to be a shitty Roadwarden. At least on this playthrough. Maybe we can play a total shitheel on a future playthrough and see what happens. It takes a few steps toward you, scolding you with another snort. You scratch the bottom of its neck with strength and confidence, just the way it likes it. Humans see useful animals and even pets as monsters in disguise. Getting emotionally attached to them is believed to lead humans to their doom. But you know that horses need companionship. Alright, let's do a quick save, I guess. We're probably not in any danger yet. I speak to it gently and lead it to the camp. You end up next to the fire pit. Removing the saddle makes the horse nicker with relief. You take a couple of minutes to examine its back, just in case. While the riding equipment is not that heavy for such a strong animal, with enough time it starts to chafe. You wish it had something better to eat than this shabby grass. You should look for an inn. Yeah, maybe we can do that tomorrow when we have a little more time. Well, we're still 30 minutes before dusk. But maybe we'll make some new friends here. Alright, I need to unpack. Alright, you haven't brought that many things, and you lost one of these sacks while fleeing the Crimson Corpse Eaters. Great, that sounds like a fun run-in. Worst of all, you have no rope left, but maybe the soldiers could share one. Shouldn't cost more than a dragon bone. Do we have any dragon bone? Is dragon bone the currency? Aside from the travel set, you own a few valuable possessions essential for your trade. Oh, okay. All right, so this is where we pick out of 3 different classes. So we can either be a fighter. I spent my savings on decent combat equipment. I have a fine gambeson, an axe made of steel, and a reliable crossbow with quarrels. Okay, that would be good for fighting. Mage, I have talismans that help me use my powers, as well as an iron axe and a worn gambeson. Okay, so we have worse armor. We got a worse axe, but we can still, axe people. And then we have magic powers. I don't know how good the magic powers in this game are. Or we can be a scholar. I carry writing instruments and alchemical ingredients, as well as an iron axe, a worn gambeson, and a healing potion. Okay, so that's kind of like the, I guess, maybe we're smarter, little more, well-educated, and then we can also, craft potions, and then also hit people with an iron axe. All right, let's click this. I want to learn more about the 3 classes. Okay, let's just go through this. All right, as a fighter, you'll have an easier time in physical challenges thanks to your superior equipment and hidden bonuses during dice rolls. You'll be physically more capable than the other classes, what opens unique opportunities during some social interactions. It's the best class for RPG beginners. The fighter's weakness is their reliance on physical strength. Your special abilities won't be available to you if your vitality points drop to 0. Alright. The mage uses Pneuma, a versatile but limited pool of energy points that can be spent to cast a few humble spells. Okay, so not so great spells. Magic won't protect you better than a sharp axe, but as a mage you'll be able to heal faster while resting, detect magic in mysterious areas, distract a beast with a simple trick, and find a common tongue with other magic users. Okay. Using the mage's powers too freely will result in having no Pneuma left when you need it the most. Okay. The scholar will know more about the world's mysteries than you, helping you take advantage of some unusual situations. Your character will impress the locals with its knowledge, and you'll be able to read the sparse written clues without anyone's assistance. Scholars struggle with combat more than the other classes, but with enough carefulness and exploration, you'll gain access to alchemical mixtures that will help you escape from any dangerous situations. Okay, so that kind of... Okay, so fighter sounds like maybe... Yeah, because it says RPG beginners. So fighter's probably the easy mode, the mage slightly more difficult mode, and then the scholar is the most difficult. I wonder if maybe for a first time we should go with a fighter. I know in a lot of CRPGs slash WRPGs that I have played in the past, you know, I always like to go with like the high intelligence, because in relying on like speech to get out of situations, different kinds of speech. It sounds like and this guy would have more knowledge than us as the player. But we don't even know this world yet. So maybe first time we should go with the fighter. All right, we'll be the fighter. We'll be the big dumb fighter, I guess. All right. You unpack and inspect your belongings. Your water skin isn't pierced. The spare clothes are still here. Just in case, you take a look at your wooden bowl and mug, your cape, tinderbox, bandages, food rations, knife. Nothing special or too cumbersome. From time to time, your routine helps you avoid mistakes, but this doesn't make it any more exciting. All right, open your inventory to see your possessions. Oh, okay, we got our armor here. We're a 3 out of 4. It will stop even a life-threatening strike. With your current gambeson, it's the best protection you can get. Taking hits will damage your armor. You can then fix it in various settlements. Okay, that's good. All right, let's take a look at our inventory. All right, unless you're occupied with another task, you can eat food, drink potions, and use your items from this menu. Be sure to click on each new item you receive, as some of them can have unusual applications. Okay, food rations. They consist of dried meat, crackers, nuts, seeds, fruit, and water, which spoil slowly and don't require additional cooking. Okay. Merchandise, a pouch with coins. The city artisans make coins by cutting dragon bones into slices. Alright, so that answers the dragon bone currency thing. They are valued by merchants, though rarely used in the countryside. We got our gambeson, a padded defensive jacket made of linen filled with rags. It's the cheapest type of armor, yet surprisingly effective, and as a result, very common. We got the travel set. Your sack contains all sorts of useful tools. Okay, so we can probably go deeper into that. We got a well-crafted battle axe. All right. Traveling with an axe shows that you've learned how to fight humans and human-sized monsters, while having a weapon made of steel makes it clear that you are someone to be reckoned with. Hell yeah. Let's go. A crossbow, difficult to make and valued for their usefulness. Crossbows can be used even by an inexperienced traveler and can pierce most scales and armors. All right, let's take a look at our travel set. Okay, all sorts of odds and ends that you've taken on this journey, just in case. A rainproof cloak, okay. A set of bone needles and a thread. All right, so we could probably repair maybe our cloak or gambeson a little bit. An iron knife, all right. A blade sharpener, okay, good. A tinderbox and a couple of tallow candles. A bunch of rags used to make torches, as well as a flask of oil. A pair of protective gloves made of thick leather. Okay, all kinds of stuff there. Your armor is not in the best shape and could use some additional work. So maybe we can make some money and get upgrade our gambeson. Let's see. In regards to the pouch of coins, when it comes to trade, there's barely any connection between Havloven's marketplaces and the inns of the countryside. While city officials keep track of their value of different goods and oversee the legitimacy of used coins, the villages prefer to barter or exchange their resources for work and other favors. A single coin is worth quite a lot among merchants. It allows you to stay and eat in a shoddy city tavern for about 5 days. Oh, 1 coin for 5 days. Okay. For 10 coins, you'd buy a decent bow. For 20, a sword. And for 100, a squad of mercenaries will be willing to face a family of trolls. I wonder how much money we can make in this then. Is that maybe not much, because it seems pretty cheap, at least in the amount, like the number amount. Food rations. All right. Food rations are eaten only when necessary. Most people eat when they visit taverns, huts, and villages. Nourishment 2 out of 4. You experience no penalties nor bonuses. All right, so we're only half hungry right now. All right, our battle axe. And that's a lot of stuff. Crossbow, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Okay, we can do a regular save too. Okay, that is good. All right, let's return. All right, we've looked at our inventory. 15 minutes before dusk. Vitality is 3 out of 4. Armor is 3 out of 4. Let's return to the soldiers. They're at the table again, observing your beast and chatting between themselves. Your stomach growls at the sight of them eating out of wooden bowls. One more bowl was put at a previously unused end of the table. You can sit down on a tree log. Okay. So, our options, we can join them and take a look at the meal. Thank them for the meal, but I don't want to eat with them. I sit down and ask Atulia what she can tell me about this area. I completely ignore the meal and sit down and... Do we think they'd poison us? We've been friendly so far. All right, let's join them and take a look at the meal. It's cold gruel, the meal eaten in times of hardship. This specific bowl is filled with water, hog millet, some strange-looking cereals, and blueberries. Welcoming you with a meal, even a humble one, is beyond their duty. Soldiers live with and for their companions, constantly on the move from one part of the realm to another, making sacrifices to protect their group as they face dozens of hideous creatures. Their lives are filled with discipline, hardship, and camaraderie. Roadwardens, on the other hand, learn how to do work by themselves. They seldom engage in open combat, patrolling the same roads for years. They help the settlement stay in touch, but also maintain commerce, settle down, forge friendships. When there are no laws to follow, they use their own judgment. Different responsibilities, different lifestyles. Oh, okay. Oh, we got another meter here. Oh, yeah, the nourishment 2 out of 4. Keeping your stomach full will make you stronger. Starvation won't allow you to restore vitality while resting. You can find your supplies in the inventory. Okay. All right. I eat quickly, not focusing on the taste, then speak with Tulia. She's focused and chooses her words carefully. She looks away only when she gathers her thoughts. I'm afraid I can tell you less than I would like to, and less than I should. She nods towards the other soldier. As you can see, there's not a lot of us left. At the beginning of summer, there were eight of us, including our previous lieutenant. 5 are dead. 1 has run away in tears. We're also strangers in this land, adds her companion. Any piece of information may help me do my job. The man leans forward, his legs shake nervously. He sounds like a kid asking a bard to sing one more story, tell a joke, or do a magic trick. Whatever it takes to escape from boredom. His untrimmed beard hides a much younger face than you originally thought. What did the officials tell you? I expect not that much. No soul governs these lands. Let's see, we can share what we consider relevant, or we can say what I've discussed with the officials should stay between me and them. I mean, you know, as much as the game has already hinted that we're very different from the soldiers, being a road warden, it kind of reminds me of the Witcher games, where maybe we're kind of outcasted, we're the loners on the road, keeping things safe for people who don't really appreciate it. Sounds kind of similar to that. But I see no reason not to maybe change that a little, at least for us. Let's share what we consider to be relevant. You tell the soldiers how little guidance you've received, since this area is too far away from Havlevin to keep it under control. You were warned that it is untamed and unknown. Who knows how many villages, bandits, or monsters may be found in these unmapped hills and forests. From time to time, new people come here to look for boundless opportunities. Most of them never return. Do they turn into walking corpses or find what they're looking for? Let's see, no soul could tell me, so I was looking for your guidance. The lieutenant drinks from her cup and crosses her legs, ankle on knee. Seeing her chair makes you doubt she'll ever find a comfortable position. Where should we start? All right, maybe, are we able to just kind of like go down the whole list? Or would they eventually cut us off? Is the question here. All right, let's start kind of vague. What should I know about the peninsula? I'll tell you what I know, and you'll be the judge, says the lieutenant. How long did it take you to get here from the city on a decent palfrey? I'd guess it would be 3, 4 days? When you confirm, she continues, from here you can reach the coast in about a day, as long as you don't make any stops. Do you know the situation? Why no ships can get here? You nod. The sea route allows Havlevin officials to keep in touch with the coastal villages, collect taxes, move the soldiers, collect lumber, deliver tools, but maintaining order on a wild coast such as this one is like filling the ocean depths with coins. Because of the rocks, you can hardly stop a ship 5 miles from the shore, and boats can't get much closer. She nods. I don't know much about fishing, but there's not that many people living by the shore, and they don't crave to stay in touch with the city folk. As she pauses, her companion carries on. No soul from the north ever came to the camp, but when we travel to the roadside inn, Pelt of the North, they're happy to trade and to play dice. Oh no, oh god, no, not dice. It's taking me back to Kingdom Come Deliverance. We don't need to be losing at dice. Why not just stay at one of the settlements? Oh, okay. All right, we got a lot of options here. The man clears his throat. I mean, you know, we're to guard this road. This camp is our post. And well, he turns toward Tulia. She lowers her voice. Don't take it the wrong way, Vertigo, but are you a devout soul? No, not really. Not at all. I mean, I'm personally, if I had to classify myself as anything religious, I would probably be agnostic, which as quoted from the TV show Community, the lazy man's atheist. Let's see what our options are here. We got, like most city folk, I believe that people should unite their strength to overcome the threats of nature and dark magic. Everyone will be judged for both good and evil deeds. I'm part of the United Church. Alright. I mean, it kind of makes sense. Maybe people should unite together. People who do good things should be rewarded, and people who do evil things should probably be, not rewarded. Let's see, our second option is, for many years, I've supported a monastery that does its best to advance mankind's spiritual growth, artistry, herbalism, and magical research. I follow the teachings of an order of truth. All right. I don't know if I care so much about the spiritual growth, but artistry is good. Herbalism in, your fantasy RPG is good. Magical research, probably good. All right, third option. I'm from a small village. For me, the freedom of shell, pneuma, and soul are the main virtues of life. My community is unique and independent, and so are its members. I have a place in my fellowship. Freedom of shell, pneuma, and soul are the main... Okay, so is that just be like... Yeah, my community is unique and independent. So, okay, so this is the Murica. Or I would assume an actual better version of that. Since... Well, yeah. Not to get political. We'll leave that alone. All right, fourth option. I have a strong connection to nature and spirits and follow the path of my ancestors. Some of my beliefs may be considered sinister and treacherous by the city folk. You'd probably call me a pagan. I'm kind of leaning towards pagan. Let's get nuts here. We're a loner Roadwarden fighter pagan, I guess. And the last option, there's no evidence of the right's existence, and all the mystical tales are explained by magic. No, I'm not. Oh, okay, so we can just... There's no evidence of the right's existence. What is the right? I don't even know what that is. Maybe we'll find out later. Okay, no evidence of the right's existence, and all the mystical tales are explained by magic. So, and we're not devout. So that would be our atheism, I guess. So, like, I don't know if I could pick, like, my like real life feelings, since we are in a magical fantasy realm. Clearly magic exists. One of the character classes we could have picked was basically a mage. I mean, clearly magic exists. You know what? Let's since we are a lone road warden, let's be a pagan. I have a strong connection to nature and spirits and follow the path of my ancestors. Some of my beliefs may be considered sinister and treacherous by the city folk. You'd probably call me a pagan, and if these city folk have an issue with me being a pagan, they are going to meet our well-crafted battle axe and our crossbow. All right, let's be a pagan. A pagan road warden? The man scratches his head without the slightest subtlety. Now, I'm sure we can have a conversation. We're civilized people. The lieutenant clears her throat. I'm from the United Church, but I'm not a priest or anything, and definitely not a zealot. An awkward pause. The United Church has spilled the blood of countless pagan tribes. Oh, shit. I may have picked the wrong option here. Oh boy, oh boy. What did we get ourselves into? The United Church has spilled the blood of countless pagan tribes, making it clear that who's not with them is against them. Your family shared gruesome stories about the atrocities committed by the priests against your ancestors. All right, you know what? Fuck it. We picked the right option. Fuck the church. I'm sorry. So we can either say, sure, I'm not looking for squabbles, or I frown in silence. No, we're rational people. We're being friendly. We are trying to make soldier buddies on our first night here, being a road warden. Sure, I'm not looking for squabbles. You know, hey, you know, if we're all cool, it's fine. The people here are disquieting. Every few words she taps the table with her finger. Their traditions won't help them negotiate with the officials. Here. She starts to draw lines with her index finger, as if she's pointing at an invisible map. The peninsula is connected with roads, like a big circle. In the northwest, you'll find a weird village at a bog. It's not exactly pagan, I don't think. It even has a priest who claims to be an eremite. You nod. She means a fellowship. They do crazy shit, her companion chips in. They use the dead to cut down trees and dig in soil. Once I saw it, I begged to never return there. Well, shit, we gotta go to this village. We may have found our family. All right, I see. Let's see. Oh, hold on 1 second here. There we go. You've heard tales such as this one since you were a child. If an isolated settlement manages to survive without a city's influence, its customs and traditions grow more and more alien. Every generation learns how to adapt to the dangerous conditions they have to deal with, and the rustic pagan traditions muddy their river of faith. The United Church often warns its members about the crazy druids, necromancers, and blood mages, the bringers of doom. Wait.
The bringers of doom! The traitors to humankind.
Alright, let's see what our options here are. Were you able to speak with these necromancers? And how about the east? Any monster worth mentioning? Anything that could catch my mount? That's all I need to know. Alright, were you able to speak with these necromancers? You can see why we were not eager to go there if we could avoid it, the lieutenant chuckles. Maybe they'll be more welcoming to a Roadwarden. The roads are dangerous, with little to no shelters. People need your help. The man in the shirt turns a bit and points a finger to the northwest. If you're heading to the undead village, you'll get to an inn first, and soon. Okay, that might be a good place to go first then. Get to an actual inn. Tulia nods. Belt of the North is a safe place. You can talk with the innkeep or the guards. Ask them about the road. Alright, and how about the east? She stares off across the camp. Hard to tell. We went there only once. There are hills, forests, rivers. We saw a tunnel sculpted in leaves and branches, but we didn't enter it. Wilderness all around. Alright, maybe we shouldn't start off going that way. Any monster worth mentioning? Anything that could catch my mount? We saw all sorts of beasts. The man starts to count on his fingers. Goblins, tree ants, cats large and small, runners, howlers, wolves, spiked boars, mouflon eaters, griffins. But we managed to stay away. Some could catch up with most mounts. Tulia glances at her companion. Though a palfrey should be fine. The trees are so tall that the flying creatures keep to the coast and mountains. There's not that many humans around, and the animals are busy fighting amongst themselves. They fight more for food than territory. The soldier cracks his knuckles. Don't provoke them and ride fast. Just count on luck. Alright, that's all I need to know. She nods. I'm afraid we can't do more for you. Alright, it is now currently dusk. But at least we're in some kind of encampment. Not the best place to stay or sleep, but we're not taking whatever this nighttime damage the game warned us about. Any ideas what happened to the previous Roadwarden? Tulia takes a deep breath. Aren't you a bit late for a rescue mission? We haven't heard from him for almost a year. The soldiers speak for a bit between themselves, trying to keep their story straight. They confirm that he had stopped by their camp a few times, but but stopped showing up at all in early summer. The bearded soldier starts to scratch the table with the tip of his knife without looking at you. I don't remember his voice. Always busy, drowning in things to take care of. He would sit somewhere, sharpen his sword, fix his loud mail, clean clothes, write notes on that wax tablet of his. Yup, and leave at dawn. Unlike us, Asterion never gets bored. Tulia lets out a joyless chuckle. He's secretive, but some of the locals speak about him warmly. Maybe he just doesn't like us. Sounds like you're not sure if he's alive, dead or not. If anyone knows, they won't tell us. Maybe someone is keeping him in a basement. The man carves with passion. We haven't seen him or his Saurian. Something ate them, I bet. The officials have hired you, right? They don't expect him to return. Oh boy. Oh, why did we take this bullshit job? Richer Roadwardens often use four-legged, meat-eating saurians as their mounts. They have to be tamed and trained since they're hatching, but unlike horses, can easily defend themselves from many monsters, At least your palfrey is fast and reliable and won't suddenly sink its teeth into an innocent passerby. Oh, that's probably good. Do you know what he was looking for? Maybe he left you a message? Neither one of us had any insight into his dealings, said Tulia. My predecessor left me no clues. We also took a look at Asterion's stuff. Wait! She raises her open palm. I almost forgot. She stands up and heads to a nearby tent. He had kids in a village near Havlevin. I was planning to take all his things there. A pouch, a second spear, a decent bow, some potions, quite a treasure. She glances at you. But I would much prefer to bring them the truth about their father. Alright, could this be our first official quest? Alright, I think it might be. So you want me to find out what happened to him in exchange for his stuff? Here's the catch. She dusts off the hilt of her sword. We've hired a messenger to ask the commanders for further orders. Since she hasn't returned and you know nothing about her, she either ran away or something happened to her. She sighs with resignation. We are meant to stay here until fall. What do you think? Come see us, tell us what you've learned about the man, and we'll get back to Havlevin together. You think about your real mission. You are planning to return to Havlevin in the early fall anyway. Alright, if he's alive, I don't think he's gonna be happy about me taking away all of his possessions. Alright, new journal entry, find the Roadwarden. Okay, so that is our... Yep, use your journal to see the list of quests. Let's take a quick look here. Find the Roadwarden. Alright, so Asterion is the name of that Roadwarden. If we find out what happened to him and bring the news to Tulia from the southern camp, we'll receive his belongings. Okay. Let's see. True, but he's considered dead. I doubt he'd begrudge you anything, and who knows, you may just find his shell lying on the roadside tomorrow. He wears mail, uses a spear mostly, maybe 5 feet tall but stout, long red beard, short hair, pale face, rarely smiles. She glances at her companion, but after he adds nothing, she sits down and stretches out her legs. So find out what happened to him, dead, alive, left, just let me know. Alright. Alright, I've lost my rope. Could you spare one? You're in luck. She heads towards one of the crates and moves aside a large linen sack, revealing a rope. She brings it back and nonchalantly sits down on her chair. Take it. I was planning to leave it behind. Alright, let's take a closer look. A fine rope, a regular rope made of hemp fibers. Alright, I take it and offer some food in return. You received a rope and lost a food ration. Tulio leans forward and rests her forearms on her thighs, looking down with clasped hands, and then meets your eyes. I'd normally refuse, but we need some decent food. Every day I'm searching through our groats, looking for worms and putridity. We forage, but it's not a great spot. Some food rations will brighten up a foggy day. For now, you leave the rope on the table. All right. I think we're making some friends with these 2 soldiers here. What happened to your squad? The man shrugs. Bandits happened, and monsters. A strong band, though, his companion chips in. When we got to the peninsula in spring, we saw some people living in this camp. The lieutenant decided to avoid it and look for an inn. We had to travel through the night for a bit. The bearded soldier scoffs and crosses his arms, but she carries on. If he had decided otherwise, we would have all died that day. The innkeeper explained that the camp is a trap, that the armed ones pretend to be soldiers, stay there at night, lose everything they have. Oh, sounds like slave hunters. Tulia sighs. Very much so. They killed some and took others away, who knows where. They were letting the northerners go, hoping to avoid their wrath. It kind of worked, added the soldier. We asked them for help, but they refused. We had to clear the entire camp on our own, and that's why 3 of our people died. Don't exaggerate. It's not like the lieutenant didn't make a mistake. He wanted to get rid of them and take over their camp, but we didn't know our enemy well enough. We were outnumbered, and they had an ice mage among them. She looks at you. At least we cleared the roads, saved lives. You mentioned monsters as well? Let's see. Nothing that would surprise you. Those of us who survived the skirmish were young, too inexperienced to spend a summer in this place without a good leader, and they didn't trust me. One of them got caught by a tree ant. Another one ignored my orders to perform some kind of ritual hunt, so a werebear tore her to pieces. The last one tried to act tough, didn't tell us that he had cut his hand while cleaning his gambeson. She lets out a ghastly chuckle. We had to cut it off, and he was so ashamed that he decided to walk north, find a new life, disappear. Idiot. What a colorful journey. The man tries to drink from his mug, but it's empty. Well, you made this place safer. Barely. Tulia seems tired, and who knows if it was worth the lives and effort. Alright. Tulia, how did you become a lieutenant? Oh, it's, we're talking through the nighttime. That's not much of a story, honestly. She looks at her hand, which is currently rolling a mug over the table. In the city, there's a strict order of... what should I call it? She exchanges looks with her companion, but he can't help her. Well, leadership succession, I guess. Havlavin chief selects commanders. Those select lieutenants, and those put their soldiers in order of priority. If a lieutenant dies, they get replaced by the next soldier in line. So, you were his successor. No, not exactly. When we fought the bandits, our lieutenant was hit by a slingshot. His boyfriend jumped to help him, but failed to protect either of them from a spell. It was like a ball of ice that hung above them and exploded, piercing their heads, completely avoiding their shield. Really unpleasant. She pauses. Let's see. And you were the third one in line, is that right? Basically, yeah, she says without enthusiasm. I didn't plan to become a leader, though. I'll get demoted once we return to the city. I prefer to follow anyway. What was your squad's mission, if I may ask? The lieutenant looks into your eyes. You know, the usual, making the roads safe, keeping people alive. I explained that it may be important for me to know what they have tried to accomplish. I can't really tell you. Let's just say it would be nice to have a reliable outpost somewhere nearby. A place where you can always find a group of fighters willing to protect you in the name of the law. She tilts her head back. Now, if you have any other questions... Well, this is some kind of RPG. Of course I have questions. I have many questions. We are going to talk deep into this night, Lieutenant. Oh, hi, Kira. Welcome on in. How you doing today? I'm afraid I might lose power. It's storming bad here right now. Oh no. I completely understand though. I've had my fair share of actually being on stream and having to be like, well, if I disappear, the power has gone out. Oh man, is it supposed to be a long storm? Hopefully not, and hopefully the power doesn't go out. I hate when the power goes out. I rely too much on technology. I need my electronic entertainments. I have no idea really. Yeah, one of those storms, or like it might end and then here comes another one. Yeah, we had those kind of like what do they call it, like scattered thunderstorms or whatever the other day, where it would just yeah, you get the loud thunder and lightning and the super pouring rain for a little bit, then it would go away and be like, all right, oh, here it comes again, here's another. Hate that. Let's see, what other questions can we ask here? Anything I should know about this camp? The story is brief. Some merchants built the camp to have an extra stop for mules and donkeys, just between the inn and the southern villages. There's plenty of grass here and a pond nearby. When the peninsula grew more dangerous, the camp stood abandoned, from time to time serving as a shelter for travelers. The bandits came here in spring, further paralyzing the exchange of information between the northern and southern settlements. Since these highwaymen are no more, the situation may reverse. Time will tell, probably depending on what we do. Let's see. You can sleep here wherever you want. The man concludes their tale, though don't expect to wake up without pain in your back. All right, well, at least we're not just out in the wilderness. We got these walls surrounding us, so the monsters will hopefully not get in and eat us. I do not want that. Let's see. If you were me, where would you go next? I mean, I already know. I want to go to that pagan village. I want to see the necromancers. All right. If you were me, where would you go next? The soldier answers quickly, to the inn, of course. He grabs his empty mug, the one northwest of here. If you can't afford the room, the main hall is free of charge. Oh, freaking perfect. The locals rarely gather there. The northern road is much more traveled, mentions Tulia, but the hunters will tell you about this and that, and you'll have a chance to introduce yourself. The innkeeper can listen and knows many souls. All right, any tips on how I can make a good first impression on him? She smirks. Avoid cheap jokes. Stick to trade. Don't waste his time. Show him that you can be relied on. Oh, darn it. I wanted to get into doing joke comments, but I guess maybe we'll save the jokes for the necromancers. Maybe they like a good laugh. Hey, Dog Nozzle, welcome on in. How you doing today? Today the sun. Oh God, actually, it's for me. It's technically Monday morning now. But how are you doing today? Hello, how is this so far? So far, it's pretty good. A lot of reading. What did I get myself into? We haven't made a ton of progress. We just started out. We kind of picked our character class and made our way to this soldier encampment that only has 2 soldiers left. And we're making friends. We're kind of learning a bit about the world and deciding where to go to next. But yeah, it's pretty cool so far. It's very choose your own adventure-y so far. I mean, we've been more doing dialogue tree stuff, but yeah, it's cool. Just got back from a trip earlier this evening, just finally relaxing after traveling all day. Oh, yeah. Relax. Do nothing. Enjoy the end of traveling. It's gotta feel pretty good, though. All right. It's getting late. We should prepare for the night. I agree, Tulia sighs with relief. I'm so happy you're finally out of questions, Roadwarden. And may you do better than Asterion did. Stay vigilant. She winks at you, shattering the mask of a soldier. Alright, I like these two. Our gruff soldier and our lieutenant here. I think we did a good job deciding to go to this little encampment and actually be friendly. Maybe we should have done a dumb joke, though. You know, really, what's that phrase? Make everybody relax. But we did good. We did good. Yeah, this game looks cool, and I'd had it on my list of stuff to maybe stream, but I didn't want to do one with a ton of reading after doing Sir Brant game. I do want to play that from the one time I was able to pop in on that. But yeah, oh boy, I think I might have to do a break before I would do another one of those myself. But at least while there might be some spoilers watching this, apparently you can do things all kinds of different ways, and even like the different character classes might unlock other things. So plus we're playing on standard and there's a time limit, so there's no way we're gonna see everything since I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Anyways, it seems like a very replayable game, which is really cool. I already mentioned previously it might be fun to play just a total shit heel at some point. Just kind of like when I streamed Disco Elysium and we were the superstar party cop. I want to be the superstar party warden. All right. Thank you for your help, new friends. Oh, what is it? Oh, open the archive to reread the most recent text. All right, let's just take a quick. Okay, so we can, if we forget anything, we can reread everything we said and all our little choices there. Okay. All right, and good to know. All right, thank you for your help, friends. One more thing, if I can. The bearded man approaches you. Can you take the first watch? Splitting time between 3 people makes a great difference. You think for a moment. To fully rest, you'd need a good sleep. Oh boy, oh boy. All right, let's, okay. Well, we do have 3 out of 4 vitality, so we're good there. We got one nourishment from the gross ass gruel they fed us. And our armor is 3 out of 4. Okay. So it's not like we need to heal a complete vitality. And we have made friends here. It would be really mean. It would be really mean to refuse them. I think. Sure, leave it to me. Fabulous. He pats you on your shoulder. It should be calm, at least before midnight. Wake me up in a few hours or even earlier if anything happens. I smile. I'm happy to do my part. You go to the barrel and splash water on your face, which makes you even more aware of how much you need a bath. After the night, it will only get worse. Your horse is already napping, still too anxious to lay down. All right. Oh, we got another meter here. Appearance. Stay tidy to have a better chance to influence others. We are at 2 out of 5 for appearance, so we are quite dirty. We are our stream of Henry, just kind of cleaning up in the fucking buckets of water, hanging out outside. Only visiting the bathhouse every couple of months. Let's see, what does it say for us here? With a 2 out of 5. You don't stand out from the crowd. You won't get much cleaner without a proper bath. Okay, yeah, we really got to get to that inn probably. All right, I prepare for my watch. The soldier in the shirt is eager to guide you. Just observe the area. There's plenty of griffins around, though they won't try to jump over the palisade. Probably. Yeah, probably. Better watch out for the apes. They climb up and carry out any food they can find, and there's this one really loud were-elk that keeps smelling the wall, though it has never tried to get in. He points at a gate. The lieutenant and I will block the entrances. They're quite heavy, so if anyone comes here looking for shelter, better call us to help you out. And if this someone is being chased by wolves or anything, better throw them the rope instead. He scratches his head. If it gets cold, feel free to make a fire. And the best place is on the watchtower. You may want to put a blanket there or something. The watchtower? Where is the watchtower in this little picture here? Is it just like these like blocks up in the upper left-hand corner? The watchtower? He gives you a long puzzled look. It's like, you call yourself a Roadwarden? You don't know what the fuck a watchtower is? What the fuck? Who hired you? Who hired you? Alright. He gives you a long puzzled look. Oh, here. He points at the pile of crates. It is the pile of crates. That's the watchtower. Just climb up to the tallest one. You'll have a great view at the northern side, the more dangerous side. And also, I know you're tired after all that riding. He points at the tent at the other side of camp. I can handle a couple hours sleeping on the ground. If you wish, go there after me and rest. Just this once. At least I have a pallet inside. But I walk away. I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Psh, I'm a road warden. All right, I smile. Thanks a lot. Yeah, this is the watchtower. Points to a pile of crates. Oh my god. Yeah, it's like a poorly run, like a fast food restaurant or store that just doesn't have anything, and it's just kind of like a shithole because, you know, the upper management there just sucks ass at running the store or the, you know, the food place. Oh, we got some noises going on. Of course, you know, like I would not blame the 2 people left here for any of this. Just like I would not blame any worker having to deal with that in a, you know, a store or restaurant or whatever. It's all about the shitty upper management. Oh, where's the fucking general here? All right, let's continue on. You put your blanket on the tallest crate and sit down. The night is warm, but the sporadic summer breeze brings gentle refreshment. From time to time, your back aches, and you have to force yourself to keep your eyes open. The light of the moon helps you focus on the tall grasses. For most of the time, you spot smaller critters and birds, but there are exceptions. At one point, you see a three-horned deer trying to challenge one another. Oh, you see three-horned deer trying to challenge one another. Before they clash their antlers, a two-legged dragonling appears, leading its much smaller offspring. The furry beasts try to intimidate the predators with roars and aggressive head movements. After a few... excuse me. After a few moments, both sides walk away slowly, not willing to risk the fight, nor to admit their defeat. Okay, so nothing too bad. A few fantasy creatures there, but they're doing their nature kind of stuff. They're not bothering us so far. It is kind of like an awful restaurant with one dude working there at 3 a.m. Oh my god, yeah. Oh. Or you go to like a really poorly run coffee place, and they're out of fucking coffee because whoever does the ordering or whatever is shit at their job. Oh, always good, always good. All right, I don't let it distract me. I keep looking around. All right, you hear the death screams of distant prey and the mating calls of monkeys. Runners are chasing a gray hare. A group of musk oxen lazily chew the grass, preparing themselves to sleep. A dusk fox is running together with a lynx, an Atari lynx, making playful screeches. Yeah, who didn't make playful screeches while playing the Atari lynx? I've never played an Atari lynx, so I wouldn't know. Thankfully, you never have to intervene. You just sit there, watching the not too distant forest, trying to outlast your sleepiness. All right, good first night as a road warden. We don't have to do shit. Perfect. Maybe this job won't be so bad after all. You can only guess how much time has passed. Once you feel you've had enough, you climb down and go to a tent, waking up the bearded man with just a couple of words. You confirm that nothing important has happened. All right. Yeah, let's make a hard save instead of a quick save. I have a bad feeling about going to sleep here now. Everything seems too calm. All right, I gather my things and squeeze into the tent. I use my bag as a pillow, put my blanket on the pallet, and cover myself with my cloak. All right, sleeping in a tent is not the stuff of dreams, but it's a much welcomed rest. The pallet keeps the cold soil away. The moonlight saves the outside world from the eerie gloom. You listen to your own breath and find a comfortable position. Your job starts tomorrow. Oh no, I thought tonight was our, oh, we haven't even started our job. I focus on the real goal of my journey. Okay, new journal entry, explore the peninsula. The Merchant Guild wants to take control of this realm. Okay, so this, I guess this is our main quest. We already got a quest to see if we can find out what happened to the previous Roadwarden who we're taking over for, if he's alive, dead, or just ran away. Now I guess this is our main quest. The Merchant Guild wants to take control of this realm. Your wardening duties are secondary. First and foremost, you need to explore the peninsula, learn about the territory, resources, and threats. Get to know the locals, and if you can, convince them to consider negotiations with Havlavin officials and traders. Could the tribes resist the soldiers or be a threat to the priests of the United Church? Are there any forbidden practices that need to be eradicated, such as blood such as
Blood magic, necromancy, robbery, or slavery.
Alright, at least I have time, 40 days to be exact. I need to be as thorough as I can. I guess we'll soon see how long, like, an actual day is. And again, this is the standard mode. We'll see how that goes. If we, what we can do in the 40 days, what happens to this world. Assuming we even survive the 40 days, that is up in the air. And also, again, for people who weren't here at the beginning of the stream, there are 3 difficulty settings. This is the standard. There is an easier mode where there is no time limit, so you can basically just, you know, kind of casually go through the game, do as many quests as you want, you know, that kind of stuff. Which is a very nice option to have. And then there's actually a more difficult mode that gives you 30 days and makes, well, things more difficult, I guess. Alright. At least I have time. 40 days to be exact. I need to be as thorough as I can. Alright. Once you finish your reconnaissance, you should speak with Tulia and return to Havlavin. There you'll report back to your employers and get your reward. In the meantime, you have your own goal to pursue. Okay, so here are our 6 options. I need to gather some extra coins so I can help a person I care about. Okay, so we're coming up with our own separate goal here. Interesting. I need to gather some extra coins so I can help a person I care about. I need to gather some extra coins so I can retire early and live in prosperity and safety. I mean, that would be pretty ideal, especially since this is a pretty dangerous job. If I gather enough connections among the local leaders, I'll use them to become a major player in the Merchant Guild. Okay, so probably upgrading to like a safer and better paying position within the guild. Okay, but still kind of working. I want to be remembered as the soul who brought peace and order to this realm, a hero. I mean, that's not very modest, though. I just want to help people, make this region safer for the locals and the newcomers alike. Okay, I mean, that might be good. I need to find a new life for myself. I have a difficult past, and I want it to be forgotten. Ah, so we can do the Firewatch option here. We took this job to get away from our life. I don't know, like, to become a major player in the Merchant Guild, maybe we would have needed to be a scholar as our character class. And we went with fighter because it said it was probably the easier one for first-time players. That's pretty neat that you get to choose your major objective. Yeah, I'm starting to like it. I'm starting to see why this game is really well liked from people who have played it, and you know, replayable. All right, let's go the Firewatch option. I need to find a new life for myself. I have a difficult past and I want it to be forgotten. New shelter unlocked, new entry, a new life. Let's see, you can't travel during the night, press the sleep button to rest. Okay. Your half-asleep senses are catching the sounds of the wild forest. Your instincts keep you alert and anxious, though the pleasant, humid, late summer air evens it out slowly. You're thinking about your goal, but you need to gather your strength. All I can do now is rest. Alright, let's go to sleep. Okay, sleeping in a tent. You can spend the night in a borrowed tent. It's nothing special, but it will protect you from the wind and the rain. And the ground won't be painfully hard nor cold. Okay, so looks like we're gaining a vitality, but we're losing. Oh, we're gonna be smellier because we didn't take a bath, and we're also gonna be more hungry. We're gonna be one more hungry. All right. You don't need to eat now. All right, let's go to sleep. You're woken up by sunlight, well rested and ready. Okay, no major attack. Without haste, you gather your things. After only a couple of breaths, you notice a weird smell, like a roast. No, burning meat. Burning, rotten meat. Oh no. Oh no, maybe there was an attack. Disgust crawls into your consciousness. You exit the tent. Your horse is looking around nervously. Your bags are where you had left them. You see an open gate. Settings. Save. Sleeping in a tent never hurt nobody. Yeah. I think nowadays I'd probably have a hard time. Since I have not, I don't think I've slept in a tent since I was like a teenager. So, you know, body just not being used to it. But, you know, it's like, we live in modern times. You know, you got like a good sleeping bag or something. It's fine. It's fine. All right, I go outside to see what's happening. Both soldiers are standing near a humble pyre. The man in the shirt looks at it contemplatively. Tulia is the first one to address you. Vertigo, she greets you with a nod. We use the horse's manure for the flames, so don't worry about cleaning it up. You see a corpse among the flames. It's impossible to tell if it belongs to a male or a female, but it was an adult. The burning process won't be over for a couple more hours. A traveler or an undead? The latter. A young one. She lacked the pneuma to fully to understand that she couldn't get inside the camp without climbing. I stabbed her with a spear from a safe distance. She shifts her weight. One more fog and she'd be a real threat. Even now, it took a couple of hits to knock her down. Sooner or later, every human shell wakes up, gaining more strength with each soul it devours, and each moment it spends in the fogs. Burning the dead is not just a religious practice, it's a necessity. Soldiers, priests, village mayors, even road wardens. Making a large pyre takes a lot of time, but it saves lives. Tulia calls this undead a she. Most unites hesitate to do so. Okay, so this fog, I'm assuming, is what comes out at night. And I'm assuming also has something to do with us being informed that if we are just not in some kind of shelter at night, we take damage. All right. All right, guys, time for me to leave. Running away from the reek, huh? I don't blame you. She walks with you for a few steps. Find us here if you need us, or if you learned what happened to Asterion. There's enough ground here for you to rest. Safe travels. These words make you stop. An old farewell mocked in a number of songs and tales, but yet you hear no scorn in Tulia's voice. You wonder how many acts of kindness like this one you're going to experience in the days to follow. She returns to the pyre. Yeah, we'll probably meet some dicks out there, I'm sure. But this seems like a good place to go back to. I think we've made two new friends. All right, I prepare myself for the journey. Use the travel button to see the map and move to another area. Okay. You somehow missed the fact that your mount is already saddled and warmed up. You double check the equipment, but you don't need to fix anything. The soldiers were diligent. Normally, preparing any palfrey for a long journey takes a lot of time. They helped us out. You put on your gambeson and make sure that your axe is tightly attached to your belt. Then get in the saddle. The palfrey knickers ready to leave. It's time for you to get to the crossroads north from here. All right. We need to ride north. Travel forward to continue your journey. Once you're done with the north, speak with Atulia to return to Havlevin. All right. Let's do it. Oh, God. Here we go. All right, we're on the road down here traveling, and yeah, looks like we get to a little bit of a crossroads to go left or right. All right, even at a later hour, you wouldn't expect to meet any travelers in the valley. The warm summer breeze lures your mount forward, but the serene chirping of birds is quickly replaced by the distracting screeches and gurgles coming from further down the path. You soon find the pack of four-legged griffins. They're larger than foxes and merge the features of birds and furred beasts. Each one is of a different size, coat, and colors, and their temperaments are just as varied. Their fronts are covered with vivid feathers, while their rears have darker fur. Their wings are massive, making them impressive jumpers, but they're too heavy to fly. About 24 beasts are yelling, brawling, and chasing each other around, blocking your path. Oh boy. Oh boy. I consider my options. Oh, what do we got here? The dice icon marks the actions that involve random chance. Random chance. Oh boy, here we go. These seem just kind of like little varmints. Yeah, some of them can probably be pretty mean though. Ooh boy. All right, let's continue on here. You can't enter the forest blindly. If these or other creatures were to chase you, the thicket would be disastrous for your horse. There are reasons why travelers stay as close to the main roads as possible, and why adventurers move in groups. Usually, the safest approach would be to stay where you are and just wait for the pack to get hungry. It may, however, take up a couple hours. You're thinking about your conversation with Tulia. You've got a lot to do, and time may be of the essence. All right, let's see. We got our little force, use violence or a direct threat. If you have any vitality points, you can use the warrior's training to access unique interactions. Okay, we do have 3 vitality. We can use force. All right, let's see what our options here. We have a random chance with I take my axe and hurry the horse. If we ride fast enough, we should be fine. Random chance, I should stay here, better safe than sorry. And not random chance, I grab my crossbow. A light hit should be enough to make them scatter. But if I recall, I think we only have 3 bolts. Yeah. Like, should we even waste that this early on? So are any of those 3 options based on us being a warrior? I think this is this force option. So, like, we technically have 4 options here, I guess. So we can, I guess, just go blasting through and just slashing. Oh, yeah, okay. Looking down here. Force, as an experienced warrior, you gain an advantage during physical struggles. All right. Let's just, yeah, let's hit a save there. We'll also quick save. Let's try the first one. I don't know if we should waste time quite yet. Oh, here comes the dice throw. I take my axe and hurry the horse. If we ride fast enough, we should be fine. All right, what's this? You can learn more about your abilities in the character sheet. All right. Initially, your horse completely trusts your guidance, though after a few more steps, it snorts. You prepare your axe and get ready to push away any griffin willing to jump on you. Once you get in the middle of the surprised herd, your mount squeals and gallops forward. The creatures in front of you flee, but others try to jump at you from both sides. You kick 2 of them away, but the third one scratches your leg. It hurts, though only a bit. Yep, we've lost vitality. You ride away, and the griffins can't keep up. You still hear their screeches when your mount slows down. Okay, so we got through. We just took 1 hit of damage. All right, let's take a look at our character sheet, I guess. All right, Vertigo the Roadwarden. After years of training to become a fighter, I left home to escape my difficult past. All right, yep, force. While your vitality is above 0, you find ways to overcome physical struggles. Advanced training. You have an advantage during physical interactions that involve random chance. Yeah, nothing special under those. Appearance, we are pretty dirty. So we only have a +1 cleanliness to our appearance, +0 and -0 for everything else. Combat experience light. Engaging in combat helps you during future fights that involve random chance. Okay. Spared animals, none. Depending on your beliefs, saving and sparing animals either makes you a weakling or soothes your soul. A religion, pagan. Yep, we know about that. Faith, undetermined. The strength of your religious convictions is measured by your actions and judgments. Lies. Lying gives you quick benefits, but may turn against you after some time. Some lies are difficult to pull off for an unexperienced liar. Sewing experience, your practice with fixing your clothes and armor with the usage of proper tools. And gambling experience helps you in luck-based games of dice. All right, let's see. Once I get to a safer spot, I stop to clean and bandage my wound. I hope we don't turn into a were-griffin. Keep track of your achievements as your journey unfolds. Oh, my name is Vertigo. I used to be a fighter. Alright, let's see what we got here. The road splits. According to what the soldiers have told you, you may find a safe inn by turning left. The forest to the right is lush, and the trail overgrown. Kids used to have this song. How did it go? The harshest pathway leads to the dragon's lair. Those who search for treasure, do you truly dare? The signpost in front of you doesn't make your situation much clearer. It was put here by someone who can't write. For folks who can't read, covered in old red paint, it points east, blood there, as people say, danger to be found. There's not a soul to ask for guidance. Okay, so left, yeah, I think we're gonna go left to the inn. And then I believe that is what leads us eventually to the supposed pagan / necromancer camp. Yeah, the pathway to the right doesn't sound good for us at this point. But maybe that is the path the previous Roadwarden Asterion took. Alright, I look at my horse. What's its name? What is a good horse name? I guess I don't know many horses. I know from the classic TV show, Mr. Ed. I know in the Witcher games, Geralt had Roach. What was our horse in Kingdom Come? Pebbles was our very first horse. I don't remember the name for the better horse that we got. Apologies. I'm so bad with coming up with good names for things, which is why I just named our character after my stupid Twitch screen name. Let's see. I think we need something dangerous sounding, right? We gotta make the fantasy monsters scared to approach our horse. We ride upon danger. Danger is peaceful. I know that's not the complete sentence. Danger is peaceful as you stroke its mane. Maybe it can't help you choose a path, but you've spent many years together. Happy to go on. It takes a couple of steps forward. You spot a few berry shrubs and wild cabbages, but they still need at least 2 weeks to gain maturity. Alright, time to make a turn. Alright, let's hit travel. We are going left. Danger trots with ease, unbothered by the few branches covering the beaten road. The bird songs and distant howls draw your attention to the forest, which gets sparser and brighter. You spot boars, roe deer, and saurians. The sight of a nearby wolf pack worries you, but once you push your hips forward and your palfrey enters a canter, the beasts don't even begin a pursuit. The speed alone will protect you from many dangers. You notice a stone tower, taller than the trees. Must be the inn I've heard about. All right. Inns like this one fit the regions traveled by merchants, but you wouldn't expect a place of this size in a forsaken peninsula. The stone and lumber must have been transported from far away, and the workers, guarded by expensive mercenaries, surely lived for many seasons in a primitive hamlet, subsisting on salted supplies. There are seemingly no cracks in the wall, and the building was whitewashed only a few years back. The road is wide and beaten. Dozens of souls could hide, if not in the buildings, then at least in the yard. The expenses and labor put into this fortress were worth many trading ships. 3 armed people are on the ramparts, though you only see what's above their waistline. They're leaning on a parapet right next to the gate, and you think you notice a glimpse of a smile. They wear gambesons, each one of them dyed differently, yellow, green, and linen gray. Let's see, these guys have a stone tower? That's even better than a stack of crates. You're not wrong, you're not wrong. The people in this inn area are definitely better off than our 2 soldier friends with their stacked crate watchtower. All right. Yeah, we got the big tower here. We got the inn here. Looks like we got a little well, little thing with some wood. Maybe these are like food cauldrons, or maybe little like those like big bucket things that in Kingdom Come we were able to kind of like clean ourselves up in. Alright, I approached the gate. A woman in yellow armor leans forward. She has a long, curly, disorderly red hair, pointing in every possible direction. This combination of colors doesn't work at all. In the woods, one would have to shout to draw this much attention. There's still a fair distance between the 2 of you, but she speaks loudly. I don't know what kind of voice I can do for this. I hadn't seen a horse for years now. I just said that it's weird to see such a large jackass, huh? Her voice is young and strong, with an accent that reminds you of the villages spread around Havlevin. But no jackass would wear a saddle, I'd say. She exchanges a few words with the male guard wearing green, giving you time to move closer. Well, this one here says there really are donkey saddles. Say, traveler, how hard is it to ride a horse? All right, let's see our reply options: friendly, playful, the joke, distanced, intimidating, or vulnerable. Just do a Havlevin accent, easy. Yeah, what am I thinking? What am I thinking? I can't even do really any accents, so. Okay, so if I remember, Tulia said that it's the innkeeper who's all business. So maybe we can joke here. Maybe we can actually do a joke. We're gonna save though. Gonna do the old double save there. Let's be playful. Use a joke or a witty comment. I mean, it seems like she would appreciate that. I laugh. You wouldn't believe it. The lessons were a pain. That's a joke? I'm being taken back to ages ago when we streamed Phantasmagoria 2. That's a joke? You get off your horse and imitate the silly walk from the day that followed your first long journey when your whole shell was crying. You illustrate the pain as you move your hand from your back to your hips, then thighs. In return, the guards tell you about that time when they had to carry their friend with bitten off legs for 3 days straight through the heart of the woods. Meanwhile, the other guards open the gate. You may be in a good mood. The woman in the yellow jacket smiles at you. But don't get so noisy when you talk to our boss. The man never smiles. He has the world's suffering sculpted on his face. She leads you under the roof, under which your palfrey can rest, tethered with a cord to a wooden post, near some old hay. Once you're ready, go inside, speak with our boss. Maybe you're hungry. The other guards take care of various chores. They peek at your mounts every now and then as they're splitting firewood, cleaning their clothes, weeding the garden patches, and moving chairs. 2 of them are making a rope. You head towards the inn, hearing the piercing screams of a boar from the other side of the yard. All right, let's open the door. New shelter unlocked. If you're at an inn in the morning, you can spend the entire day resting. Okay. I probably shouldn't do that. Maybe we can make a little progress and then come back. I don't know. What time is it? 13 hours, 45 minutes before dusk, day 1. 39 days before autumn. So we got 39 days left. We got 13 hours and 45 minutes before we need to get back to somewhere to rest. Okay. The locked windows make the air stuffy, and the weak fire in the stove hardly lightens up the hall. A muscular man is sweeping the floor near the stairs, but after he glances at you, he leans the broom against the wall and heads behind the counter. You're lucky to show up. His voice is deep and soft, with a city-like accent. Fuck if I know how to do any of these voices. He observes you with a keen attention, yet avoids your eyes. I've a keg of decent ale, wormwood, bog myrtle, juniper berries, cat's foot. He fills a mug carefully and puts it on the countertop. It's going to spoil soon, today maybe, and we don't drink here before the even. I hate to see the good stuff going to waste. His skin is dark, almost purple, rare even among the southern tribes, and his hair is naturally bluish. His clothes are quite fancy for manual labor. The elegant tunic wouldn't stand out in the city square. All right, let's stand at the counter. All right, okay, so I guess we're down here. I see the little bar area. And then upstairs, looks like we got a little hangout area, and then this would be our room, I'm assuming, if we stay here. Oh, bog myrtle ale. This craft beer stuff is going a little too far, maybe. Yeah, I think so. Alright, let's stand at the counter. The planks let out a creak after every step you make, so you slow down a bit. You could swear that the innkeeper made little to no noise. Here you go. He pushes the mug forward, but just so you know, my pelt of the north doesn't belong to Havloven. You can sleep on the floor if you wish so, but if you want a bed or a meal, you have to pay. We may have some leftovers for dinner, but I'd need to check. Okay, you know, don't joke. All right, hide emotions, hint at a threat. Be sad, tired, afraid, or hopeless. Okay, let's just be, we'll be cordial. Thanks for the drink. I see you know how to make friends with a Roadwarden. He meets your eyes with a puzzled look, then grabs a wet cloth and starts to wipe down the shelves. From time to time, your conversation is interrupted by splashes of dirty water in a wooden bucket. Well, nothing is truly free. I have work for a soul of the road, but I don't need a new mouth to babble. He speaks slowly yet audibly. I value my time. You should value yours. All right, let's drink up. The dark room and wooden walls of the mug make the liquid look as brown as a chestnut. Whatever in spring hits your nose, and the first sip is even too complex, too flowery. While the brewer has used fancy ingredients, the exotic licorice ruins the aftertaste. Now you know why there's so much left. Maybe it takes an acquired taste. The innkeeper nods. I was hoping to see someone willing to patrol the roads. Maybe you'll help me with a worrying thought I have. Which is? There are brigands in the woods. Our place is a stronghold, so I'm not afraid of an open strike. But they've gotten more active in the last 2 years. One day they may steal our furs, and I've no doubt they're the reason why merchants come here only once. Having bandits around gets expensive. He rubs his hands together, camouflaging his paws. I want you to reach Howler's Dell, northwest from here. It's the largest settlement around. I'm sure you'll get there sooner or later. Ask Theus, the mayor, about Glaucia, that bloodthirsty wolf of a woman. I've heard rumors about a raid in the north. If Glaucia's ready to break the truce with the locals, I'm willing to join forces with them to get rid of her band. He looks at a nearby dragon bone. Not too difficult, right? Just do it when you have a chance. A couple of days won't make much of a difference. I'll pay you 2 coins when you get back with news. Fine? Alright. We can just nod in agreement or say 3. This is our first day on the job. I don't know if we can quite push our luck yet. We'll take the 2 coins. I know when we first learned about this dragon bone money, it said 1 coin is enough to buy a room at an inn for 1 week. So, you know, if we do a few jobs, we could be the worst Roadwarden ever. Make enough money and then just spend the rest of the 40 days at the inn getting loaded. All right, let's nod. All right, new entry, Glaucia's band. Great. What else do you need? All right, I could eat something. Our nourishment is pretty low. I could eat something. Do you have any leftovers? Yes, I feed them to our boar. I won't give them away for nothing. He tells you to wait, then leaves the building for a few minutes and returns with a wooden bucket and a long stick ending with a hook. Go through the gate and turn left. You'll see a bunch of bushes. We need some berries. Bring me a bucketful. You'll be done in half an hour or so. Your horse could use a nap anyway, and I'll prepare something to fill you. The hook is not made of metal or wood. It's a long curved claw, almost black. More like hotel room warden. Heck yeah. Let's see our options. Half an hour, that's quite a lot for berry picking. Or, do I look like someone who forages for berries? I think not. We'll do it. We gotta get some food in us. All right, I reached for the tools. Half an hour? That's quite a lot for berry picking. All right, we received a set of tools. The tools are cold, not too heavy. You notice a pair of thick gloves at the bottom of the bucket. Ah, but the berries are not the problem, the innkeeper smirks. Unlike the snakes. Better scare them away with a stick or move them with a hook. And protect your hands. The little ones won't eat you, but don't get bitten. I'm sure you know how to be patient. All right, we do have other questions, but maybe we can ask them while we're eating. And this guy, we were told by Tulia's, all about business and getting shit done. So, all right, we'll go right away. You step outside. Danger is pawing the ground. At this hour, the armorer's workshop is closed. All right, let's go outside and forage for berries. The innkeeper knew what he was talking about. You put on the gloves and look through the bushes from a safe distance. It doesn't take long before you notice the first serpent lying on a rock somewhere in the thicket. The creatures are not that large, and even if some of them hiss at you or slither closer, the jabs of the hook keep them at a distance. You don't know much about these berries. They are round and reddish. You wouldn't trust such a color even if you were looking for food in the wilderness. The plants don't have thorns, but the leaves are harsh, so you make sure to thoroughly cover your skin with your clothes. You have to look through many bushes to fill the bucket, but the presence of insects and snakes doesn't allow you to relax. All right, yep, 12 hours and 45 minutes before dusk. All right, I gather the berries and go back to the inn. You've returned to the courtyard. Two of the guards are participating in a friendly skirmish. Their wrestling is accompanied by a crowd. All right, let's enter the inn. Let's see. The locked windows make the air stuffy, and the weak fire in the stove hardly lightens up the hall. The innkeeper is sitting on a stool, looking at the flames in the stove and holding a carrot and a knife without using them. So, you again. Need anything? Let's see. All right, I put the fruits on the counter. Great. He peeks inside the bucket. I've got a cabbage stew with a few goose chunks for you. I'd serve it even to merchants if there were any around. The meal is warm and filling. It's well seasoned and not overcooked. And, like I've said, I rarely have food to spare, but feel free to ask if you ever stop by. You may be lucky, and I've been cooking my whole life. All right, well, we gained 2 nourishments from that. So I'd say probably worth the half hour. And we didn't get bit by any snakes, so good, very good. Goose chunks. The food and drink in this game is so appealing. Oh God, yeah. Cabbage stew as well. I think the only cabbage that I can stand eating is like the kind that's in like a coleslaw, where it's crunchy Like, and any, like, I like a cabbage stew, I think would just make me throw up. Just like I can't do like those like cabbage rolls. It's like, I don't know. It might be just a texture thing. I don't know. If I was that hungry, I might just pick out the fucking goose chunks and eat that. Give that the old college try, the old college taste. I like sauerkraut. Oh god, no. Oh my god. So sauerkraut is actually one thing that will make me throw up. Like even the smell of it actually makes me nauseous. And like I remember just like being forced to have it as a kid one time, and just like the taste instantly made me just like gag, and like, yeah, not good. I can't do it. All good for everybody else who likes it. I'm not gonna be like, oh, that food is terrible in and of itself. It's terrible for me though, because I literally cannot ingest it. Yeah, it's custom designed to gross out kids. Yeah. Here, kids. Oh god, imagine like freaking being a kid trick-or-treating for Halloween. Someone just dumps a fucking sauerkraut into your trick-or-treat bag. Oh man, worst Halloween ever. All right, let's say thanks. And how did that old hook of mine work out for you? I see you still have your hands. Oh, I'd like to buy it from you. Okay, so our options are we give the hook back, we say we're fine. We offer to buy it from him, or we lie and say we've lost it. All right, how much money do I even have? All right, I got 5 coins. All right, maybe we can just find out how much it is. I'd like to buy it from you. He narrows his eyes. Can't you make one for yourself? Let's see, just name your price. I won't have time for it, and I hate snakes. Oh, you know, it's the claw that grabs my interest, honestly. Yeah, let's go with it. It's the claw that grabs my interest, honestly. Ah, I see. It's a nice one, ain't it? My guards once had to get rid of a pebbler. You can't really eat them, but their claws and bones are durable enough, so we put them to good use. For a moment, he observes your face. A single coin will be fair. You know what? Fuck it. Let's buy it. He takes it with a nod. Need anything else? Okay, so we got our trade stuff up there. Yeah, let's ask about... Alright, I don't know how he'd feel about us asking about rumors because of that whole don't waste the innkeeper's time kind of thing. But this is an important question. This is one of our side quests given by Tulia. I'm looking for Asterion, the previous Roadwarden. Are you now? He goes to the table and invites you to sit down with him. I don't think I'm going to be of much help. He rests his elbow on the tabletop and grunts quietly to clear his throat. But I do want you to find him, so... When asked about his intentions, he measures his words. While there's like 10 choices here, that's kind of wild. Yeah, man, this game is good so far. This is like right up my alley. Asterion and I made a risky deal. Well, a very promising one. Last time he was here, he took 50 coins, my half of the investment. He knocks on the table with a fist, anxiously. If you get my coin, or at least find out what happened to the guy, I'll make sure you won't be disappointed after bringing me the news. Could it be that Asterion stole the coins and ran away? He looks at a window and starts to play with a shutter. I just think Asterion ain't the kind of soul that would do such a thing. For him, it wasn't much of a fortune, and I'd risk saying he had earned my trust. Not only mine, you know. It's easy for a Roadwarden to make connections. He always had places to go, things to take care of. He rubs the table with his thumb, as if trying to clean an invisible stain. I've asked travelers. I've sent a couple of my pals to find him. No real news. I know he stayed in White Marshes for a day and was meant to do something for the people there. It's a village in the northwest. Just stay on the main road until you reach the bogs, then enter them. You may get there before dusk. So, let me know once you find anything, and we may yet return to this whole investment thing. Alright, I don't like you may get there before dusk. I don't like that. But it really is too, we got 12 hours and 45. We should not waste a day and just stay here. All right, I'll think about it. He nods. What else do you need? All right, let's take a look at his inventory here. What do you have for sale? All right, new trader unlocked. All right. I can go and pick up a few things for you. Some food for your travels to start with. Apples, nuts, sausage. Not too many at once. We need to maintain our supplies. I've got an elk fur I don't need. Its buyer was caught by a pack of red wolves. Nice for a sleeping spot, just as nice for a wall. An almost untouched bowl of soap. Priceless for a traveler. Yeah, maybe we should buy that freaking soap. You can't tell if he's being sarcastic. Made of fine oak ash. Strong, though you should have some better supplies before you start your own bathhouse. After you mention you'd like something more useful on these roads, he looks down. I don't have any blades or armor to spare, but if you pay well, you can take one of our crossbows and a bunch of quarrels. A yew bow, wool cords, and the trigger needs just a little bit of oil. It's as good as you can get without soaking it in magic. Take a bit of muscle to draw, but even a 16-year-old could handle it. I won't sell it cheap, but I'm ready to give a discount to a helpful ally. All right, let me take a look at what you have first. All right. I mean, honestly, buying some soap seems like it would be a priority if I was really in this world. Yeah, the soap is cheap. It's only 1 coin, and we'd be down to 3. We only have 1 food rations left. Okay, so... Okay, a set of 5 arrows for a crossbow. We already have a crossbow, so we're good there. We cannot afford 19 dragon bones for the elk fur. All right. We have 3 bolts, so maybe we'll hold off on that for now. Let's buy the oak-based balm that burns skin on longer contact for our soap. Sounds lovely. All right, we added the soap to our travel set, and let's buy one more food rations. Okay. Oh, we bought 3. Oh, okay, three rations for 1 coin, so we're up to 4 now. Okay. All right, that's good. You can buy more tomorrow. All right, I think we're good here. What can you tell me about the peninsula? What could anyone say? This place doesn't even have a name, unless there's an old book in an archive that no soul knows about. You know what I'd call everything from here to the coast? The hunting ground. He glances at your eyes. But it's not us who hunt, keep that in heart, but the beasts in all shapes and forms. His words gain confidence slowly, which is strengthened by his deep voice. I've lived in this inn for over 10 years now, and I've only seen a couple of roads, a couple of places. It's just, once you get here, and you see how harsh it is to hit the road, you have only more reasons to stay at the warm stove, behind a wall, even if it's suffocating. He looks towards the windows. I'm sure you've heard a lot already, that the people don't build hamlets anymore. There are no more ibexes, whatever, from the south, and the traders stay for only a few days. All of our iron is used for cauldrons, not swords or tools. Considering this guy is supposed to be all business, he gets pretty chatty once you get him talking. Yeah. He does. I guess if we were all up here cracking wise, probably he'd probably be a little less forthcoming, but yeah, so far so good. Let's see, what will I find traveling west? Well, there are hills nearby. Then you'll find a village maybe an hour away from here. It was destroyed by beasts almost a decade ago. Nothing to see there. The goblins live there now, so most people just travel around it, and they say it's haunted. But who knows? Who cares? He crosses his arms and starts to sway back and forth, gathering his thoughts. You'll get to a large tree on the edge of the swamp. For the locals, it's sacred. You're not used to hearing someone mentioning pagans as if there's nothing unusual about them. There's a small path south, which leads to an old mine in the mountains. Nothing to find there, but keep riding north and you'll find Howler's Dell, set at a clean brook. Farmers live there, and mouflons and druids. They'll let you stay for a night, but they're not cheap. If anyone thinks my prices are bad, it means they ain't been to the Ape Ale Inn yet. He lets out a gentle smile. All right, let's smile politely. I know only a bit about the next settlement, Old Pagos. The soil there ain't too fertile, so they work in their quarry and help other settlements build things in exchange for crops. The forests and hills ain't too harsh, but the Seekers have a small monastery nearby, in the mountains. I don't care much about them. They keep to themselves, and they don't pay well. The third village is unknown to me. White marshes, set at the bogs. I've heard it smells like a griffin's lair. I've heard a lot of nasty rumors about the place, but I won't share them. I don't want to be a lie spreader. So 3 villages, really. Howlers, the one near the monastery, whatever it's called, and marshes. Don't let their beds and palisades fool you, though. Weird people live there. Don't tell them more than you need to. You wonder if it's something he would tell other travelers as well. I don't remember which one is the pagan town that we're trying to get to. Maybe the where was the druid one? Oh, I don't know. All right. Are the eastern roads as rough as I've heard? Let's see here. All right, pretty much. Don't leave the main road, I'd say. Not so far from here, you'll find an old dolmen. A few of my people had to spend a night there, and monkeys stole food and gods from their bags. It was their fault. One of them had fallen asleep in the middle of his watch, but you know, the eastern forests are wild. The roads are rough. Almost no soul lives there. One day all these roads will be swallowed by the trees again. The furthest my team has ever gone was the home of the Enchantress. Just stay on track until you reach the crossroads right near an abandoned watchtower. Or, so is this a watchtower, or is this a stack of a couple crates watchtower? Questioning minds need to know this. From there, turn east. You'll recognize the place. It's a nice home in a lonely meadow, surrounded by a wall. He looks toward the closed window, then at you again. Kind of like our walls, but simpler, without coating. She lives as a hermit. Oh God. Eudocia? Eudocia. I don't even know how she survives there, but if you don't have decent coin, you won't find much there. So back at the crossroads, if you turn left instead, you'll see a road. People stay away from it. It connects the tower and the monastery, a shortcut between the two sides of the peninsula. I was warned by the locals not to use it. It already belongs to the beasts. Oh boy, all right. Have you ever been to the northern coast? I only know about another inn. It's far from here, maybe a day on foot, a bit less from the eastern side. His eyes once again focus on the floor. I've never been there, but I've heard it's a safe place, close to villages of fishers and hunters, though I don't know much about them. All right, that's all I need. Let's, do I have anything you'd like to buy? Different traders are interested in different goods. They will purchase only some of the things you have to sell, and their offers may vary. Let's see, you pull out some items, but the innkeeper shakes his head. I don't need those, nor could I sell them to anyone. I'd rather make coins than waste them, so bring me something of value. All right, let's pack it back up. All right, I didn't expect to find an inn of this size in a place such as this. Ah, so you know a thing or two after all. His mocking tone is soon replaced by a gentle smile. It was built long before we arrived. It didn't work out well for the previous owners. Once the war ended, they left. Not enough travelers, bad trade. The villages stick to themselves. We, however, came prepared. And now we're prospering. When you ask him how they can afford all the supplies, he runs his fingers through his dark hair. I'm not against running an inn, but we don't rely on guests. We're the ones doing all the trading. My hunters are a clever bunch and stay safe in the forest. In exchange for furs, claws, and bones, we get what we need and more. Both from the south and the north. He relaxes in his chair. We have a good life here. We spent a whole lot on armor, crossbows, lumber, spears, But in another 10, maybe 20 years, we'll have enough savings to move to Havloven and not work for another day of our lives. We take risks, but smartly. The team is stronger than ever, and I have big plans for us. So he says that the previous owners just left? I'm not sure I believe that story. Yeah, it didn't work out well for the previous owners. Once the war ended, they left. Not enough travelers, bad trade. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, you know. And then he says, we, however, came prepared, and now we're prospering. I wonder if maybe this guy and his group kind of forced them out or something. Maybe. I assume since we have a lying mechanic, maybe characters in this game also do. Or may not be completely trustworthy, you know, like maybe based on our reputation with them or whatever. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah, these like medieval fantasy kind of things. Maybe just headcanon though. I think I might be going with that headcanon. I mean, these are harsh lands after all. Let's see, it's surprising to find a purple skinned man so far in the north. Is there a good story behind the inn's name? Let's do that. Is there a good story behind the inn's name? I mean, there's a story, but not a good one. He clears his throat. For years I wanted to have an inn called Pelt, but in my city it would have been in bad taste. Taverns and inns are named with a single word were cheap, had a nasty reputation. There was the Claw, and Mugger, Basilisk, and Blissful, I think. The good places used to have at least 2 words, Empty Barrel, a rose and a helmet, Empress's Smile. Pighead was the exception. It was a real dive. He chuckles. In my soul, it's just a pelt. Pelts are what we came here for, and what will make us reach our goals. Alright, I don't know if he's gonna get offended by this purple-skinned man thing. I guess it's surprising to find a purple-skinned man so far in the north. I ain't seen a soul looking like this since my ma died. He shrugs. It's not a fascinating tale. Let's just say I wasn't part of the invasion. Yet I'm glad it freed all of those who were chained by the cities and their corsairs. He looks at the wall. I'm Layson, by the way. But I rarely hear the name. Alright, I return to my other questions. Alright, any rumors worth sharing? He crosses his arms. I don't like to talk about people who ain't nearby. Show me first that you're someone worth changing habit for. Alright, and I don't know if this will do anything because we just got the quest about Glossia's band. Oh, okay, yep, I'm on it. Alright, that's all I need. You step outside, danger is pawing the ground. You hear the sound of work coming from the armorer's workshop. Let's go check out the well. The recently renovated wooden roof covers the well from rain and birds. One of the guards is enjoying the cold drink he drew with a bucket and tells you to use only as much water as necessary. The oak ash soap you own can help you get cleaner. You need 3 pieces of bathing equipment to get more out of this place. Clothes don't need. All right, we're washing our shell. Splashing yourself with cold water from a bucket won't take away your smell, but it's enough to remove the tallow and sweat from your skin or mud stains from your clothes. All right, let's step away. Probably don't even need to bother with the armorer right now. We got very little money. And our armor itself is at 3 out of 4, so we're probably good for the moment. All right, let's hit our saves here before we leave town. We got 12 hours and 15 minutes before dusk. So I guess we can see what we can do in that time, and then maybe either hope we can find somewhere else out in the wilderness to stay, or make sure we have enough time to get back here. But yeah, let's hit travel. Wait, actually, you should take a break. I mean, I don't think I... Oh, wait. Rest. You'll spend the entire day taking care of smaller chores and allowing your shell and soul to rest. Maybe we should just waste a day here? I guess let's see what's up with the armorer. I don't know. So when it says shell, I guess it means our body. Yeah, I didn't get that until it mentioned us splashing water on our shell. Like, it was mentioned before, but I didn't really get what a shell was. Let's see, blah, blah, blah. You walk past the well and find a small open shed, not unlike the stable, but with a humble set of tables, carving tools, hammers, sharpening stones, pincers, knives, and other tools. As long as something can be solved by brute force, this place will find a way to do so. There are 2 people sitting on a long bench. The first one is a male with maybe inch-long hair, a cleanly shaven face, a thin, long yellow tunic, bare legs, and sandals. He ignores your presence, sewing a gambeson with some concentration. The second person is a boy, maybe 15, who wears the crude outfit of a farmer. He glances at you, but soon returns to sharpening a long dagger. Oh, let's see here. All right, greetings. The man raises his head, but it's the boy who speaks, focused on his task. I'm like out of my shitty voices. Maybe I'll try doing the crackly voiced teenager from The Simpsons. He ain't talking. Tell him what it is you need. The man smiles in confirmation, looks at the piece of garment in his hand, then looks around, shrugs, and returns to you with a raised eyebrow. Could you patch my clothes if they were torn? He shakes his head and points at the uneven seams on his own tunic, then grabs a crude bone needle and shows you its broken head. He wouldn't even if he had the tools, says the boy, but you can try in Howler's Dell or Gale Rocks. God, this is not gonna be good for my voice. Maybe not right now, but I may be in need of your services. A pretty good creaky voice team. Oh my god. Let's see. Okay, new trader unlocked. But don't injure your vocal cords. We'll try not to. Hopefully we don't meet very many crackly voiced teenagers out in the out in the old wilderness. Let's see. He nods, points at the laces in front of your jacket, raises his clenched fingers to his shoulders, then gently spreads and lowers them, as if he's taking off a robe. You follow his command and allow him to properly inspect your gambeson. After a few minutes, he gives it back, then reaches for his pouch. He pulls out one dragon bone, shrugs, then another one, and waves both of them in the air, pursing his lips. He makes a few speech-like noises with his empty mouth, groaning what sounds like, I don't know. Alright, let's consider his offer. Alright, Gambeson repairs. Your jacket is as good as this armorer can make it. Okay, so repairs cost 2 dragon bones. Alright, I look at the youngster, learning the trade, I see. Kind of, he answers reluctantly, but his teacher pats his knee, giving him a harsh look. The kid clears his throat. Yes, but we both ain't masters, you see. There's not a soul to teach us, so once I'm ready, I'll try hunting instead. Fixing things for others is boring. The man grunts a sound. Though you don't understand it, seeing your face, the boy chuckles. He said safe. Let's meet in the middle. Boring, but safe. The man nods. Alright, let's get the fuck out of here. You return to the courtyard. You hear the sounds of work coming from the armorer's workshop. Alright, 12 hours. You should take a break. Yeah, you know what? Let's just waste a day here, I guess. Oh, wait, we don't even have the rest option anymore. Let's approach the guards. The woman in yellow armor is kneeling next to a brown, hairy boar, which is resting on its side. The beast is not as large as the dark ones from the forest. It responds to the touch of the human's hand and brush with a grateful grunting and rapid twitches of a hind hoof. No matter how friendly it appears, it's still tethered to the well, and you have no doubts that its charge would leave danger dead in a breath. When the woman notices you, she steps forward to the boar's disappointment. Oh, so the new Roadwarden. She points at a window with her chin, forestalling the question. We don't need anything now, but when we travel with our furs, we can use some assistance. She may be around 30, but her warm voice and bright smile are camouflaging the touch of time on her unpowdered face. Like many red-haired people with freckles, her skin is unhealthily pale. The boar runs up to her, observing your boots and fruitlessly sniffing for food beneath the beaten ground. She pats its back, but maintains her focus. How about a game or two? We have a bit of time and can talk a bit about this and that. Maybe you'll get a couple of coins or lose one, she winks. We could play dice or throw axes at a target. Oh, what is this fucking goody two-shoes I don't gamble. Shh. Well, we are a fighter, so maybe axe throwing would be better for us. If we're gonna waste a fucking coin. Let me see. We got 2 coins. No, wait. Maybe I should save. Maybe I should save. Alright, axe throwing? Show me what you got. Your arrival, and especially the dragon bone you pull out, are cheerfully welcome. The guards prepare a couple of wooden planks, which are leaned against the wall. There are also spectators, and you're told that the other hunters are either sleeping or have duty on the tower. Remember, no magic, says one of the well, it's not the... Alright, says one of the players. His face is deadly serious. There's going to be 4 participants and 8 rounds. You aim at the target drawn with charcoal. The person whose axe lands closest to the center of the circle gets a point. Axes that fail to stay in the plank don't count. The person who has the most points at the end of the last turn becomes the winner. Alright, I blend in with the group. Alright. You talk a lot, but also don't say much. You share casual jokes, memories, and views on luck and optimal strategies. Danger and Tulia's camp are also brought up, but when you ask about the roads or the locals, their stories are vague. The drinks are here. It's a poor beer made from the leftovers after the regular brewing. It's cold, sweet, and doesn't reach your head, but you try to avoid the smell. Just don't spill anything, the boar may get sick, says the opponent with one arm. As a guest, you start with the first throw. Your axe flies well, hitting the very middle of the painted target and piercing the plank with a pleasant thud, which makes it really difficult for the other players to outperform you. Yeah, let's go. A minute later, you've won the first round, but you can't expect to be that lucky every time. Oh yes, we can. We can use violence or a direct threat. Alright, all I can do is try my best. Oh, we can use our well, yeah, maybe, yeah. Let's see what happens. If we're gonna stay here, we'll get vitality back anyways when we sleep. Alright, there we go. That changed that dialogue to, I've trained in axe throwing for years. I've got this. After getting your 4th point, the other players nod with respect. Quite a score, you hear from the guard in yellow armor as she hands you your dragon bones. The other participants carry away the remaining planks. We got 5 monies! We're up to 5 monies. Alright, so maybe it was worth using our warrior skill. So basically, like the little extra supplies we bought were free. Let's see, oh, we already played today. Dude, oh my god, we could just stay here the entire game and make money throwing axes while the entire world goes down in flames. Yeah, that prompt made it sound like we were gonna fight the other players or something. If everybody else but us is dead, we won, right? Let's see, Alright, let's start with the first one. Have you ever been to the heart of the woods? We sometimes hunt south from there. There are good hunting grounds in the western half. The second one is too overgrown. Maybe the soil's different. She shrugs, then moves the hair away from her forehead. But it's a risky spot. There are tree ants there, and wolves, even the furless ones. And if you have to go through the tall grasses, watch out for what's on the ground. There ain't many archers in the trees. She smiles as if it's a joke, but there are all too many worms, even larger than a water leech. Alright, tell me about yourself. Oh? What was that? After a brief giggle, her voice gets cold and serious. Nah, Roadwarden. We use names and stories among friends, and you ain't one. Don't make me tempt curses. Let's calm down. Everybody calm down. I'm trying to make friends. So I was foraging berries for the innkeep. She chuckles. So I've heard. Don't worry about it. Usually we forage by ourselves, but he wouldn't ask you for a dragon for a meal. He gives small jobs to people all the time, just to see who agrees to do them. Wants to judge who's of use and who's too proud for their own good. Alright, well, I sounds like we made friends with the innkeeper, at least. I have some questions about this place. Let's see here. Not much to tell, honestly. There are many beasts around, both wild game and dangerous monsters. We spend our time surrounded by these walls, leaving only to hunt, forage, or trade. That's an unusual tower. I'd expect it to be closer to the gate and shorter. Like in Havlevin? Fair, but it ain't here to protect the gate. This stronghold was built long before we moved in, and not to fight off humans. The tower was meant to be used by those who observe the deep forest. We look out for fires, dragons, and any winged creatures that are looking to roost on the roof. Baldy. She nods towards a man who indeed is completely bald, has a great eye, and sees well even in darkness. Any interesting creatures living nearby? Ha! Here? Everything lives here. She flips her hair. I swear we saw a few dragons, a unicorn family, a battle between trolls and goblins, faced 2 beastmen, oh, and a gargoyle, and a hunting queen shouts all the time. I could tell you all about them, but I won't. She winks and pats the boar on the head. You know, hunters have their secrets. Your group seems to be quite attached to this boar. How could you not be? She crouches and raises the boar's head, but it steps away and squeals as if someone's murdering it. It came with us from the city, just in case. We had no clue how our first winter would go, so we needed some backup meat. And it works too, cleans the dirt. She reaches out to the beast again, but it trots away. The woman straightens up with a pleased sigh. We haven't needed it to eat so far, but it's also funny. I learned in my home village that the farm boars are getting a bit smaller and more cuddly, kind of like ibexes, so it's not such a wild, dangerous beast, but we don't let it get close to other animals or children. So what do you usually hunt for? Anything we can eat or sell. If there's a partridge, a squirrel, or a rat, we don't complain. But when we move as a group, we look for something larger. Deers and aurochs are delicious, but we don't always look for taste alone. There's value in bones, antlers, claws, and tusks. Things people use to make tools or sculptures. We use some of them to make tools and spears. You can never have enough spears. She pauses and looks at a strand of her hair, then suddenly speaks up again. And we look for furs, of course. Oh, yeah, okay. Have you heard anything about the necromancers? Okay, so it is White Marshes. Okay. That's where we want to go. It's something new. Her voice lowers to a whisper. I've never been to White Marshes, but over the years we've seen people moving away from there, south. They told us that the place has changed too much. A priest died, I think, and the new one awakens the dead. Sorry, Roadwarden, that's all I know. If she's hiding something, she sounds convincing. Alright, what can I find north from here? I'm sorry, we don't really go to those regions. We stay close to home, only sometimes move south or west to Howler's Dell, but only to trade. They're fine with buying more than they need, since they then take wares to the coast. She takes a long breath, twirling her hair and gathering her thoughts. You know what? I've never even seen a beach. And I've been living here for how many? More than 10 years now? She giggles. The only part of the sea I've seen was from old Pagos, which is placed on a hill. I've never put a toe in salt water. She looks towards another huntress who confirms that her experience is the same. But old Pagos is a good place. As long as you don't mock their order and act nice, they'll also be kind. Boss says they're too serious for him to stand them, but at least they don't bite without reason. All right, thanks. Oh, let's see here. I'm looking for knowledge about wild creatures. Well, I told you our knowledge is valuable. I don't know. She looks at the boar, which seems to be obsessed with the clump of grass growing next to the wall. 15 dragons, no less. Damn, is there any discount for friends? Well, depending on the friend, she gives you a radiant smile. Let's say 14. If it's too much for you, maybe ask me after you spend some time around. Show us what you're capable of, or play dice with us when you have an hour to spare. These folks here, she starts to whisper and points with her thumb at the guards behind. They crave gossip. All right. Never mind. Let's walk away. 11 hours. Let's go somewhere we could spend the whole session yakking with people here at the end. Yeah, I know. I'm a little nervous about our vitality saying we should take a break. But I suppose instead of that, we could just save. We could always run back here. I would imagine. All right. Okay, so we don't want to go that way yet. So this is left is the only way here. Okay. The road uphill meanders, slowing you down and forcing you to pay close attention not only to the shadows of the trees, but also to the tight rocky passages. You can't help but notice a few caves and fine ambush spots. I keep an eye out for any sign of life. Alright, new entry, the ruined village. Let's see, what is our time? 10 hours, 45 minutes before dusk. Okay. Standing in front of the gate, you hear no voices, no tools at work, no steps. Dozens of birds live among the collapsed roofs. The fluttering, singing, and squawking is free of worries. If you want to travel any further, you need to ride around the palisade. Searching the ruins may take a lot of time. The broken gate in the north will lead you to the village. The sound of a gentle river reaches you from the east, where you see a saggy fence surrounding an overgrown pasture. Behind the burnt building in the east, you see an oddly barren field. Alright, so we can approach the building near the field. The burnt building near the oddly barren field. That sounds like danger. Take a closer look at the gate, the broken gate that would lead us to the village, which I believe they said goblins were at, or the innkeeper, rather. And then moving forward would just keep us going on the road. Maybe let's take a closer look at the gate. The palisade is in good shape and the entrance wasn't even touched by the fire. It was torn away, possibly thrown. The amount of used force must have been huge, but you'd expect that it would push the gate into the village and not away from it. You don't see any marks of a dragon bite. A troll could toss such planks, but after so many years, you see no paw prints. A mage? You can't really tell. Okay. Let's get risky here. Let's approach the building near the field. The broken logs and planks are charred, while the wooden walls are rotten and covered in moss. You see no ash or dust, providing that a fire happened long ago. The smell is awful, and there are no reasons to stay for long. You see no furniture, just some broken shelves. It was just a storage room. The valuable odds and ends were already taken by scavengers. Alright, well, let's continue on, I guess. We wasted a lot of time looking around there. Alright, where do we want to go? I explore the southwest part of the village. I inspect the fields in the southwest. I inspect the pasture in the southeast. I don't know. Let's see what happens if we hang around here. Southwest part of the village. The ruined village. All right, we've unlocked a little area here. The buildings, some of which have collapsed, are made of wood, now charred and rotten. You spot claw marks on the walls, especially close to the doors and window frames. They could belong to a dragonling or a large wolf, larger than the gray ones, or a corpse eater. Too many options to make a guess. Oh, that's cool how it reveals. Oh yeah. So I guess like we kind of have like a fog of war kind of thing going on. That's pretty cool. All right, yet no beast remains in sight. You find the remains of clothes, furniture, odds and ends. Only one object seems to be of use. A basket-like fish trap made of vines and willow branches. If a large fish swims into it, it won't be able to get out on its own. Oh, okay. It's quite large, but I can fit it on my saddle. You picked up the fish trap. Okay, so we can maybe go fishing when we find a fish water area, as people call it. Let's see. You feel a slight aching in your stomach. Where do you want to go? Why are we aching? Maybe soon we're gonna lose the nourishment. All right. Let's inspect the palisade in the west. Okay, kind of do maybe a circle around. Check out the outskirts of the ruined village. The tracks of human footwear and many more ape footprints, oh boy, cover the path formed around the palisade's breach. As far as you can tell, the freshest footprints lead to the village. The wooden stakes spread on the ground are rotten, covered in mushrooms, small flowers, insects, and worms. A good source of animal or goblin food, though you'd expect them to also hunt for the birds and eggs. The meadow in the west turns into a forest quickly. The grasses in the north surround dozens of tree stumps already covered with moss and fungi. Alright, I shouldn't enter the forest, especially not in this area. It's unpredictable. Alright, no forest for us yet. Let's see. Let's explore the northwest part of the village. Alright, the colorful grass covers the entire fenced pasture. The large stone placed in the middle suggests it could be a playground for ibexes, or maybe it's just an old garden. You see a couple of small sheds, a latrine, and a single building to the south, completely burnt down. All of these places were cleaned out by scavengers. Danger doesn't want to approach the large ruins in the north. The terrible stench of feces and rotting food scares you off as well. The paths are covered with goblin footprints. It's daytime, so the pack should be asleep. If the beasts were active, they would try to scare you off or to hunt down your mount. This is their territory, and once they wake up, you will face a furious enemy. Oh, I think I remember the guy at the first location saying the apes would steal our food. Oh yeah, that was like the little story, like they went to like stay somewhere or whatever there, and yeah, the apes like stole all their food. All right, I go somewhere else quietly. Let's see. Main square. Let's I guess round back. Southeast part of the village. You find a small backyard. The ground is beaten. The grass grows only right next to the buildings. It would have been a fair spot for training dancers and fighters. The stakes of the palisades are covered with playful carvings left by children who are portraying monsters, weapons, and humans. The rubble has been pushed into the corners of the houses. The furniture is broken, but you find something of use in one of the piles. A slightly rusty piece of steel. Once you pull it out, you realize it's a quarrel for a crossbow. Still usable. Alright, okay. It won't be difficult to find a use for it. Alright, so we are now up to four ammos for our crossbow. The closer you are to the village and the longer you stay around, the sicker you feel. The taste of gastric juices hits your mouth. Your forehead hurts. You start to stumble. Danger, worried by the sight, pokes your head with its nose. Okay, so that's what like the upset stomach thing earlier is. Okay, so what is happening? It's got to be some kind of a magic, some kind of bad magic meant to keep people out. So maybe it isn't just goblins here. Maybe there's like a magic person of some kind with some goblin buddies, maybe. Don't know if we should continue on. I feel like if we do, we'll probably collapse, pass out, and then wake up like kidnapped or something. Well, here's what we can do. We can save the game. I have to remain strong. I push through the illness. After another few steps, you return your last meal. Oh, we got no nourishment. Oh no. You spend a minute or so lean forward, gathering your breath, then wipe your mouth. You feel better. All right, I straighten up. Where do you want to go? All right, northeast part of the village. The debris was partially moved outside of the destroyed houses, but you find nothing of value. The table, cupboards, shelves, and bits and pieces were carefully ransacked. The wildly growing vegetables and herbs are the only remnants of the abandoned gardens. You spot fresh human footprints at the entrance of the latrine. Now, are these magic human footprints? That made me throw up. Yeah, we totally got hit by a barfing hex. Absolutely. Let's see, most of which lead to and from the center of the village. Oh, so this bastard's in the center of the freaking village. You notice a set of simple tools leaned against a pile of rubble. A wooden spade and a shovel, a pointed stick, a hoe with a bone head, a stone axe. All of them are too old and too awkward to bother with transporting them around, but you'll know where to find them if you need them in the future. Good to know. All right. Let's confront this barf hexen bastard. Let's go to the main square. In every village, the main square is the fanciest area, meant to charm the travelers, yet this is way more than you expected. The houses are as big as in Havloven, and the paved ground took a lot of work and materials. The walls, now charred and riddled with holes, are made of an expensive coated wattle. The tiles for the roofs also had to be brought here from a different settlement. You peek inside the three smaller buildings, the rotten remains of their former splendor. The birds living in dozens of nests respond to your arrival with quite a commotion. You don't find even a single dragon bone, nor a tool or a piece of furniture left unbroken or unrotten. You're surrounded by bad smells, dirt, animal droppings, and garbage. The well also stinks. It has no bucket, but you'd be afraid to use it anyway. Who knows how many birds have relieved themselves inside, or how many old rats have found death while climbing up the walls. Suddenly, you hear some sounds coming from the largest building. Your stomach makes you let out a painful groan. All right, do we risk it? And do we check it out and prepare our axe? We're starving. We're tired. We fucking stink. But our armor is okay. Our armor is okay. All right, let's take a risk. First day as a road warden. Are we gonna die? I should check it out and I prepare my axe. Yeah, we're in great shape. Yeah. First day and we're barely alive. You step cautiously towards the scent of urine and sweat. The flickering candlelight shows you broken furniture, yet no signs of burnt wood. You consider pulling the other door when a masculine voice proves that your presence is not unnoticed. Oh, okay. This is one of those accents. I can't even do that. I deny what it to come to this vast day, where ye are, whatever ye put inside, be it a shoe, a hand, or ye damn thinker, it'll get a bolt. Okay, yeah, I think it's supposed to be kind of a Scottish accent, maybe. Yeah, so I recognize that Dene thing. I remember in Planescape Torment, Anna, the tiefling, spoke exactly like that, and she had kind of like the Scottish kind of voice acting kind of thing going along with it. All right, so he didn't want it to come to this, but stay where you are. Whatever you put inside, be it a shoe, hand, or your thinker, it'll get a bolt. So do we be friendly, playful, distanced, intimidating, or vulnerable? Yeah, we could just be like, I don't even care about life anymore. You know, if I hate my job as a road warden, just put put a bolt in me. Maybe I can get on disability. God, this job sucks, man. You think we could break the ice here with a joke? A good joke? I'm gonna try. Let's try. I'm a road warden, so I think I need my thinker. Will the boot be enough? Aren't ye a funny one, he growls. How do you know a droll like ye is telling the truth? Walk slowly, roadster, eh? If you're an outlaw, you're safe. And even if ye are, don't try anything funny. Leave your arms out. My little ballista here is all pulled and ready. The man's voice is imposing and his accent is tricky for you. He could be from the distant south, but as long as you don't speak too quickly, you understand one another. Hopefully this guy has a sense of humor. Yeah, I think he liked it. He won't admit to it, but I think he liked it. You don't hear any other movement, breathing, voices. You lean your axe against the doorframe and make sure that your knife is well hidden. We walk inside. The dense smell of urine hits you with full force. While the tools and utensils are hard to distinguish from the rubbish, the route to the upper floor is blocked by the collapsed roof and loose wooden beams. There are scraps of rusting iron. The iron is not rustling. And steel on the ground, detached from now destroyed barrels. The scavenger is sitting on a blanket in front of the tent, pointing at you with a loaded crossbow. Not a short man, though a bit skinny. He's tanned, dark-haired, and has seen his share of struggles. There are long claw scars on his left cheek, and another one that would divide his eyebrow in half if it hadn't been consumed by a fire, just like the rest of his forehead. His clothes are untainted by vanity. He's barefoot in a dirty linen shirt with rolled up sleeves and simple pants that use a cord for a belt. His long beard and hair are untrimmed and tangled. I'm sorry, I just had a moment. 1 second. The comment of him using a cord for a belt reminded me of that scene from The Simpsons where Bart has like that weird fucking fancy tech belt thing, and then the school bullies come up wanting to take the belt from him, and Jimbo Jones is wearing a cord, and Bart's like, but that belt's an extension cord, and then one of the other ones is like, dude, he's ragging on your cord, man. Just so stupid. Hey, welcome back, Kira. Didn't lose power. Yeah, that is awesome. Are the storms still happening, or have they gotten a little better for you? Great that you didn't lose power, though. Always hate it. Oh, and I hate the ones that, like, you submit the thing to the power company, and then eventually it's like, oh, it might come back tomorrow afternoon, maybe. Yeah, don't rag on my cord, man. All right, so we have the option. I sit on the stairs with raised hands. I'm not a threat. I stand near the door watching his weapon. I'm prepared. They're passing, so it's gotten better. Oh, that is good to hear. Good to hear. Oh, these summer storms, am I right? Actually, now that I think of it, I think my favorite thing is when I get a storm, like a really bad storm, and like places around lose power, but I don't. But then I lose power for like 12 hours when it's like a nice sunny day. For no reason. That happens more often than I'd like. All right, yeah, let's, this guy's kind of crazy. Let's not be a threat, I guess. And it looks like we got a bunch of options here, so I'm assuming we have not just been murdered and are now a ghost talking to the scavenger. Where I live, we barely have had any rain, so we needed it. Okay. Yeah, that was us, like, maybe a month ago is when it, oh god, time is just meaningless for me. But yeah, like late spring, early summerish, we had so much time without any rain, and then now we've been getting days with some rain and some storms. I was visiting family in the Midwest this week and saw some crazy thunderstorms. That never happens here on the West Coast. Oh yeah, good old Midwest storms, man. Yep. Oh yeah, there are some wild ones. I know. I feel like the other day when I was at work, maybe it was like last week or something, kind of during one, there was like I was at work and there was like a tornado warning on my phone. I don't know if anything came from that, but I know some other previous time there was one, and supposedly there was kind of a tornado-ish kind of thing, sort of nearby-ish, not like close enough, I guess, that I guess it wasn't too big of a deal. I kind of don't remember. Let's see. You wipe the dust off the steps, but before you sit down, you hear the man's annoyed voice. Now, don't get too homey. It's the only place where that's not just ashes and debris, and I'm not sharing it. Ye better ride ahead. I already piled up whatever hasn't rotten. The candle lights are dancing on his burnt face and arms. He moves his crossbow just enough to make sure he won't shoot you by accident. I saw your horse. Maybe ye could help me, What are ye looking for in this place? Ye don't sound like you're from the north. Let's see, I want to make sure there are no undead crawling around. I need to get to know the peninsula if I'm going to patrol it. I'm short on dragon bones. I wanted to see if there was anything left behind. I was wondering what caused this place to collapse. I've heard about some bandits. They could have a hideout nearby. I'm looking for another Roadwarden, a man known as Asterion. Or I shrug, that's not your problem. You know, that might be a good way to get hit by a crossbow bolt. We'll go with this, I guess. I need to get to know the peninsula if I'm going to patrol it. Then better stay away from the eastern paths. No shell rides there anyway. Even the west and the coast have roads like moose crap. I've traveled and peddled for years now, ye know. I wait for some group to join in here. People don't travel or know a damn anything about any place, just a waste of time, I tell ye. A long pause. Listen, he scratches his thighs nervously. I'm hungry, so damn hungry. I can't hunt or fish with all the ape men around. Can ye share anything, roadster? I may be a drifter. I wouldn't beg if I had not lost my bags on the road. Alright, so our options, here I have a few prunes, a sausage, and some nuts. Should be enough for tomorrow as well. Take these cereals and crackers with some water. You'll have a gruel. We could lie and say, I'm sorry, I don't have anything. Let's see. We can say, I need to save it for myself. I may have something later on. All right. We're at 0 nourishment ourselves. We do have... Maybe we'll give him something good. Although I don't know if that's taking all of our food, or maybe 1 ration of it. All right, well, let's give it a shot here. Here, some prune sausage and nuts. Okay, we just gave away 2 food rations. Okay. All right. Ha! Ye say so, but ye don't know my dearth. He bites into the sausage right away, but after a couple of solid bites, he puts your gifts on an unfolded tunic that's lying on the floor. Without ya, I would have run after birds with my ballista, but I need to save the bolts for the 8 men. And because of those stinkers, I can't roast here, and raw meat makes me want to puke. Thank ye. After a moment of hesitation, he grabs one of the plums. Now, roadster, he says with a full mouth, if you have questions, ask. I'll say a lot to make ye get me out of here. Yeah, we're down to 2 rations, but we are close to the inn, at least. What is our time looking like? 10 hours before dusk. Okay. So yeah, I think we'd have time to get back to the inn, anyways. Oh, let's see. I should ask him what he wants. Where do you want to travel now, and what will you give me for my help? This village makes me... Yeah, this village makes me sick. Me too. In the guts and the thinker. Gets easier with time if you're patient. Must be the air, the smell of death. Death and 8 men piss. He pats his stomach while laughing. Alright, tell me about yourself. He gives you a sullen glance. What for? I've no legacy to keep alive in tales. I may tell ye this, and that after you take me out of here. Should be able to get some good info from this guy now. Hopefully. How do you keep the goblins away? I got a trick or two to keep me safe. A little something that scares them away, even without magic. But tell ye what. His smile turns into a wide grin. Help me get out of here, and I'm gonna share some of it with ye. But are you sure there's no undead around? He nods. I've seen none. People say it's been less than 10 years since the herds came here, but I don't know if anyone bothered with raising the pyres. If not, the dead are all roaming in the forest now. He clicks his tongue with frustration. It may be that there's a walker somewhere under the debris, waiting to break through like a dragon in an egg. He looks straight at you. You'd better not dig. Have you searched the entire village? No hidden treasures left? You came to the wrong place. Time, moisture, and the damn borers devoured all the loot. I've been here for a couple of days now, and all that's left is this iron I carried here. I was planning to get back here with some hired muscle and clear the collapsed buildings, but I doubt it's worth the time and risk. Do you have any idea what happened here? Well, I won't guess, but I saw many ruins. There's no treasure and skeletons here, so this place means as much as dirt. Someone was barking too loud, so the beast broke through and made them quiet again. He clicks his tongue, and that's that. Talking about nature's fury brings bad luck, don't ye know? I've heard about some bandits. Have you seen any hideouts nearby? Nah, I think they're in the north or east. I stuck to the western road and no shell bothered me. Sorry, can't help ye. Alright, let's see if he knows anything about our previous person. I'm looking for another Roadwarden, a man known as Asterion. I've never met him, but I surely heard this name many times. He vanished long before I got to the coast. At first people were asking about him, now they think he's dead. Alright, I should ask him what he wants. Where do you want to travel to now, and what will you give me for my help? Alright, let me explain first. I was in Howler's Dell, the closest village to the east and north, and people there are nice, you know. Not like in old Pagos. They're all boring and grimmer than a crow, but they cry coin for everything, and damn good coin. I left, wanted to look around the ruins, see if there's anything left, then moved to Pelt and hire the hunters to help me here. No luck. A bunch of griffs jumped my pack bird. I just bought it. He spits on the floor. Fast and nimble, but not brave enough to listen to me when all that screeching and scratching started. So it ran away with my bags. A few fell on the ground and I pulled them here, but you see how it is. I won't travel around with a tent on my back. He taps the crossbow with his fingers. I need maybe a day more. Aye, just a day, and I'll have all the iron scrap from the barrels so I can move forward. But I can't take all my stuff alone, and without me around, the 8 men are gonna break in and steal all my shit. I need to stay here, but since ye have a horse, come back tomorrow and help me return to Howler's Dell. How about it? I just need to know that the road is safe. Safe as it can be, I mean. What exactly do you want me to do? I need you to make sure there's no danger hiding in the road from here to Howler's. Or rather, I know there is some danger, but as long as ye can get there and safely return, I'm sure we can handle some roaming monsters. He theatrically rubs his hands together. This ballista has hit more beast skulls than I have fingers, and I've never lost a finger, Roadster, only toes. Well, that's good to know. Maybe to prove it, he starts to count on his fingers. So, see, if the road there is clear, then come back here tomorrow. We'll pack my stuff on your horse and move out, but don't come back when it's close to evening. We're gonna need 3 hours on our feet, and I won't push through the night. Even sleeping next to an 8-man tribe is safer. He chuckles. And don't make me wait too long. I can't wait for a couple of days if I find some food, but if ye don't come back, I'll have to risk it no matter what. Alright, okay, so it takes 3 hours to get to Howler's from here. Alright, yeah, we might have enough time for that. Why Howler's Dell? If you want to go south, we should travel to Pelt to the north. I mean, I see your point, but I've never been there. Can they afford my iron? Do they have means to pay for it? I need coins to find a handy bunch that will walk south with me. And I need a new staff and bolts. I know the village, it's a nice place, and even has a smithy of sorts. Yeah, maybe this is something the innkeeper would want to buy and make more money off of. I had a chance to take a look around though. It's a large inn, a safe one. They seem to be rich and have enough hunters to guide you south. You can use iron to barter. Well, it's a shorter path, I guess. Fewer spots to get surrounded by corpsers. If you're sure it's the best option, fine. I'll trust a roadster's judgment. Well, I don't work for free, buddy. I have ways to pay ye, don't ye worry. I can give ye dragons, but I have to sell the iron first, so I'll need a bit of time, you see. 5 for a short escort would be plenty, I'd say, but if you want, I'll give you a secret jar of mine, a very fine mixture that scares 8 men away. Works on pebblers, too. When you ask if all this stench of urine is somehow related to this potion, he just winks and chuckles. Alright. So we can either get 5 dragon bones or a jar of this dude's piss. Wait, so he gave us a jar of piss? Well, he hasn't given it to us yet because we haven't actually done anything. But yeah, money or piss. Supposedly the piss keeps the 8 men away, which I guess we can trust him on that because he hasn't been murdered by them, I guess. Maybe. I'd also like to learn more about the villages you visited. He seems surprised. I mean, sure, but I don't have any connections there, you know, just my eyes. He starts to hum. You know, a longer pause. When you get to Howlers, you'll meet the mayor there for sure. Thais. And whatever ye do, and don't ask her where she got her coins from, She's rich, stupid rich, but don't ask her how this happened, trust me. He scratches his beard with a mournful look. Gee, I wonder if that's how he got all burned up. Alright, fine, it's a deal, I'll escort you. Thanks, Roadster, just come tomorrow. I'll make it worth your time. Alright, he doesn't trust me enough to tell me about himself. To escort him to Howler's Dell, I need to be sure the road leading there is somewhat safe. I was meant to escort him tomorrow, not sooner. Time for me to leave. Your stomach makes you let out a painful groan. Where do you go? Yeah, don't ask the mayor of Howlers where the money came from. Got it. Yeah, maybe racketeering. Maybe Howlers is run by a fantasy mafia crime family. When do we get to eat? Maybe, I mean, we do have rations, but being in this town, makes us throw up food. So we probably shouldn't eat here. What do we got? Oh, we're still 10 hours before dusk. But I am going to hit save here. We'll also quick save. Why not? Why not? All right. I think I might end there today. I know. Well, the little bit of a shorter stream is now about 15 minutes short of the usual four hours. So I did end up being on longer than I was expecting to. Getting on like about an hour late because of work, and then you know, just kind of being tired, but still wanting to do a stream. But this game has captured me so far. I am it's got me addicted, man. This game is pretty good so far. I'm excited to see what we can do. How long we can survive. Can we survive through the 40 days? What happens? Are we gonna be able to succeed in anything, any of our quests here? I don't know. I know when I was doing Sir Bronte, I could only do like 2 hours before my vocal cords felt shredded. Oh my god, yeah. There were some of those some games where I was really feeling that I previously streamed a while ago. You know, some of those streams of Corpse Party, I think probably killed me since there was no voice acting. Fortunately, like Disco Elysium, that had voice acting except for like lines here and there. I feel like there was like something else too, but I don't remember. But yeah, this game is cool. The writing style is pretty straightforward, but it's a cool adventure story with lots of options. Yeah, I'm seeing like what some of the reviews I saw said, like people like to compare it to Planescape Torment and Disco Elysium, and I get why. There's a lot of writing in it, and I also agree with them that the writing isn't as good as those. Obviously, like you said, it's pretty straightforward. And stuff like Planescape Torment and Disco Elysium are just on insanely higher plane. Little Planescape Torment joke for everybody there. But yeah, like, and I all of like the dialogue options, the kind of like choose your own adventure aspect, you know, there's some similarities, which I appreciate, because Planescape Torment and Disco Elysium are still like tops for video games for me. Like they are just so good. But yeah, this is really good so far. I'm very excited to get back to it. Next stream, I know everybody's disappointed that I went to this instead of going back to Welcome to the Game. But like I said at the beginning of the stream, the time I had off of streaming that, in which I was going to look up how to even freaking play it in a good way, I didn't even bother doing. So sometime in the future, we may or may not go back to that. We'll see how I feel. This game feels a little less like a choose your own adventure and more like an RPG that happens to be text-based. Yeah, that's kind of the thing. Like, the thing I've seen is that it just kind of, I don't know, they mentioned it just kind of like blending all those kind of like genres together. Your text-based RPGs, maybe a little choose your own adventure, maybe a little regular adventure gaming, and also, you know, like visual novel-y kind of stuff. I mean, a lot of those can, you know, kind of cross over into each other depending on the game. Kind of like how Corpse Party was very visual novel-y, but you're also kind of like moving little Nintendo pixely, Super Nintendo pixely people around and with like adventure game kind of puzzles. But yeah, it's very neat so far. I really like it. Let's see what is even going on. Is anybody even on Twitch at this moment for like a raid? Oh yeah, there's a couple people. I think we'll probably raid over down to Australia. Extraliana looks like she's kind of just starting the stream for today, and looks like she's playing a little game called Detroit Become Human. Good old Quantic Dreams. I will say this, now that I bring up Quantic Dream, I was actually thinking about doing a pain game and forcing myself to play through Heavy Rain before I realized, oh, I have this game on Steam already too. But possibly look out for that in the future. My very brief fling with Heavy Rain was trying to play it once and really hating the controls and giving up like a half hour into it maybe. But it has been a while since we have done possibly a bad game. I know that's one people really loved when it first came out, but it seems a little less so nowadays. But anyways, yeah, we'll raid over to Australiana, and then I'm probably going to go to bed soon. I am tired. But yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out today, popping in, chatting, lurking, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. Always fun. We'll be back in sadly probably a few days again. I don't know if I'm feeling crazy because I got some first shift kind of things. Maybe we'll do like an afternoon stream, but I don't know. We'll see how that goes. A few days at night at worst. Cool, that was fun. Good to be back. See ya. Oh, no problem. Thanks for being back. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. All right, I'll set up the raid once I throw up the ending screen. Hope everybody has a good night, day, wherever you are in the world, and we'll see you next time. So long, everybody. Bye.